Hello and welcome to my channel. This is a what if Naruto had the Sharingan. The village hidden in the leaves, the first village of the shinobi world. The Leaf Village is considered to be the strongest village among all the other villages. Many legends and heroes have been born in this village. The Leaf Village was known for its compassion and teamwork and considered its citizens and shinobi as equal and made no discrimination. However, that was not the case for a 5-year-old boy. This boy was none other than Naruto Uzumaki. The boy was the Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox that attacked Konoha few years ago. The Kyuubi attack had severely harmed Konoha. Countless shinobi had died sacrificing their lives in protecting the village. There were also many civilian casualties and destruction of the village and its properties. In the end, through a valiant and self-sacrificing ritual, the Yondaime Hokage, Minato Namikaze, was able to restrain the fox and seal it into a newborn child. The fourth Hokage is still considered the biggest hero of the Hidden Leaf and had wished for Naruto to be seen as a hero that saved the village. Unfortunately, his wish was not fulfilled. This leads us to the present, where a 5-year-old Naruto was being mercilessly beaten by a mob of people consisting of many shinobi and civilians. He had bruises all over his body, some of his bones were broken, but the worst part was that he was still conscious and could feel each blow being dealt on his body, and many painful words like, "Die demon, that is for my father," "monster," "scum," "fox," and many more words were being spoken by the people. "Why do you hate me? What have I ever done to you?" asked Naruto meekly while sobbing. "You dare ask what you have done, you monster? Now I will show you what you have done," yelled one shinobi and started performing hand seals. Megan, Narukumi no Jutsu, demonic illusion, viewing technique. Naruto slowly felt himself surrounded in a swirl of leaves, and after a moment he was faced with the worst nightmare of his life. He was standing in a clearing field where a fierce battle was going on between many shinobi and a giant nine-tailed fox. Naruto had many nightmares of this fox since his early childhood and had always been terrified of it. The fox was killing people everywhere, people were dying, many body parts were littered all over the place, screams of the injured, fearful cries of the civilians, smell of blood all over the place, and the malicious aura of the fox all over the place. All in all, it was a nightmare. "Please make it stop," yelled Naruto in agony. "I'm sorry, stop it, stop it, stop," cried Naruto, but on hearing his pleas the mob was overjoyed and decided to kill him and get their revenge on their so-called demon. "Let's finish the demon," yelled one civilian, and the entire crowd cheered. The shinobi threw several kunai and shuriken towards Naruto, who had fallen unconscious due to the trauma. Clang clang clang. All of the kunai and shuriken were blocked by a squad of Anbu who were now standing in between Naruto and the mob. Leading the Anbu was Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, and was leaking such killing intent that made many civilians fall unconscious and many shinobi were cowering under his piercing gaze. Hiruzen deeply cared for the boy. He respected the fourth's wishes and tried to make it come true, but was not successful. He tried to make Naruto's life easy but faced many difficulties, but he would be damned if he would let anything happen to the boy whom he considered a grandson. "Anbu, execute all of these criminals for breaking the law," yelled Hiruzen, and the Anbu squad immediately followed his orders and started executing the criminals while ignoring their pleas of mercy and killing the demon instead of them, but this just enraged Hiruzen more, and within a few minutes, where once was a crowd who were willing to kill an innocent child, lay only dead bodies. "Let's take him to the hospital," said Hiruzen, picking up Naruto and checking over his injuries. "Forgive me, Minato," thought Hiruzen sadly. "Hi Hokage-sama," said the female Anbu captain, Neko, softly. She, along with most of the Anbu, did not hate the boy, in fact they cared for him. They knew the difference between a jailer and its prisoner and had utmost faith in the fourth Hokage's seal, unlike the rest of the villagers. They had seen how the boy was just a normal kid who just wanted attention and protected him many times. But today they were a little late as the boy was severely wounded. "Also contact Kakashi and tell him to meet me at the hospital, and tell him if he's late, I'll strip him to genin, make him catch Tora for months, and I'll burn his entire Ika books," said Hiruzen angrily. "At once," said Neko, and disappeared in a shunshin to fetch the masked Junin. If Hiruzen had observed more carefully, he could have heard Neko smirk when Hiruzen mentioned burning Kakashi's Ika. Konoha Hospital. 2 hours later. Currently sitting in a hospital room were 3 people. They were Hiruzen Sarutobi, Kakashi Hatake, and Dr. Masumi. They were all seated around Naruto, who was sleeping and was covered in bandages. "How is he?" asked Kakashi sadly. Kakashi knew Naruto's parents. In fact, Naruto's father was the Yondaime Hokage, Minato Namikaze, who happened to be Kakashi's sensei and the closest thing he had to a father. Kakashi cared about Naruto and wanted to adopt him, but the council had prevented him from doing so, much to his regret. He had tried to be there for Naruto but had failed miserably due to being continuously on missions. But today, seeing Naruto in this state made Kakashi very angry, and if the culprits hadn't been executed by the Hokage, he would have executed them himself. "He has a few broken bones, a mild concussion, and bruises all over his body," said Masumi sympathetically. "How long will it take him to recover?" asked Hiruzen with a frown, as he still was off with what happened with Naruto. "Physically his wounds shall heal due to his tenant within a few hours, but that's not the problem," sighed Masumi. She hated such cruelty done to kids, whether the child be a Jinchuriki or not. "What happened?" asked Kakashi worriedly. "It appears that the genjutsu casted on him has affected Naruto. He is in immense emotional trauma, and I'm sorry to say that, Hokage-sama, but he will not be the same again," said Masumi sadly. "Isn't there anything you could do, like erase the memory of the incident?" asked Kakashi. "That is possible, but unfortunately he has been harassed and shunned by the villagers for years. He has been beaten, abused, ostracized, and this was the last nail in the coffin and has broken his mind completely. Apparently he was shown his nightmares over and over again," said Masumi. Hiruzen and Kakashi lowered their heads in shame and guilt for failing to protect Naruto. "Hokage-sama, right now the boy's spirit is broken, and I'm afraid if he stays alone longer then he might become insane, as the villagers will continue to harass him. He needs a family right now, Hokage-sama, people who care for him and can protect him. He is still a child and as such needs the warmth and comfort that only a family can provide. It is the only possible solution to overcome his trauma," explained Masumi briefly. "I see, arigato Masumi-san. You are dismissed," said Hiruzen. Masumi bowed to the Hokage and left the room, leaving Hiruzen and Kakashi. "Hokage-sama, I would like to adopt Naruto. Enough of this, he has suffered long enough. I gave my word to Minato-sensei that I will protect him like my younger brother. And I have failed again. But not anymore, I'm gonna adopt him, and if the council have an objection they can kiss my," yelled Kakashi angrily. "I understand, Kakashi, and I agree with you completely. Naruto needs a family and I will support your decision, but first we have to see if Naruto agrees or not. If he agrees then you can adopt him, I will handle the council. The clan leaders agree with me, and as for the elders and the civilian council I will show them why I am the Hokage," said Hiruzen with determination. "Arigato Sandaime-sama," said Kakashi with a bow. Both the men were shaken from their conversation when they heard Naruto's voice. "Where am I?" asked Naruto quietly, opening his eyes slowly. "I'm relieved to see you are all right, Naruto-kun. You are in a hospital," said Hiruzen sadly. "I see," said Naruto dejectedly. "Naruto, what's wrong?" asked Hiruzen, sensing Naruto's sad look in his eyes. "Gigi, why did they hate me?" asked Naruto sadly. "Naruto, I will tell you someday when you are older," said Hiruzen, averting his eyes from the piercing blue eyes of Naruto. "No, Gigi, you will tell me now. I'm tired of being called a monster, demon, scum. I have been beaten, spitted, abused. I deserve the right to know. I can't take it anymore," said Naruto with tears dropping from his eyes. Hiruzen hugged Naruto tightly and tried to comfort him. "All right, Naruto, I will tell you the truth. What do you know about the Nine Tails attack that happened 5 years ago?" asked Hiruzen cautiously. "The Yondaime Hokage defeated him and killed the Nine Tails and saved the village," said Naruto with a little pride in his eyes. He considered the Yondaime his hero and wanted to surpass him. Yes, he defeated the Kyuubi, but he could not kill it. The Kyuubi cannot be killed by a human being. Despite being powerful, the Yondaime was still a man, and so he could not kill the fox, so he had to do the only thing possible," said Hiruzen, but before he could continue Naruto interrupted him. "He sealed it in me, didn't he?" said Naruto sadly, which shocked both Hiruzen and Kakashi, who was silently observing the talk from a corner in the room. "How do you know that, Naruto?" asked Hiruzen, shock evident in his eyes. "It's not that hard, Gigi. I was born on October 10th, the day the Kyuubi attacked. The villagers call me demon, fox, and many other things. It also happens that I have a seal on my stomach which I saw once before in the nightmares I have often about the Kyuubi attack on the village. And now that you clarified that the Yondaime couldn't kill it, it all makes sense. Why Gigi? Why me? Asked Naruto sadly with a few tears dropping from his eyes. Both the men standing in the room were astonished on Naruto's accurate deduction. He is truly your son, sensei. I won't fail you anymore, thought Kakashi, impressed with Naruto's deduction and also not snapping immediately. It took a few moments for Hiruzen to get over his shock and after a few moments got out of his daze. He then stared at Naruto and put a hand on his shoulder. Naruto, the Yondaime didn't want to do this to you but he had no choice. So in order to protect the village he had to seal the Kyuubi in you. He wished that you be seen as a hero for protecting the village. That was his dying wish but the villagers have not followed it and for that I am sorry. And as for why he chose you, because he believed in you and trusted only you to protect the village, explained Hiruzen. The Yondaime believed in me? Asked a wide-eyed Naruto. The man whom he considered his hero believed in him and trusted him to protect the village. Yes, he believed in you, Naruto, and trusted you, said Hiruzen, kindly giving Naruto a smile. Gigi, can you tell me who were my parents? Asked Naruto with hope in his eyes. Naruto, I will tell you about your parents when you are older. Tell you what, if you decide to become a ninja and reach Chunin rank, I will tell you. Don't worry, even if you don't become a ninja, I will tell you. Their identity is a big secret. They truly loved you and cared for you, and if they were alive they would still be with you, said Hiruzen, but knew that Naruto would insist more and was just waiting for the reply. I understand, I trust you, Gigi, and I hope one day you will tell me. But still I wish I had a family, said Naruto, averting his eyes from Hiruzen. You have a family, Naruto, said Kakashi, placing a hand on Naruto's shoulders. Who are you? Asked Naruto and looked up at the teenager. He was tall and had at an impressive height of 6 feet 1 inch. He was wearing the usual Konoha shinobi attire. His hitai was wrapped around his forehead but slanted so the cloth covers his left eye. The lower half of his face is covered by a blue face mask. His silver hair and single black eye were the only distinguishable features available with his face so heavily covered. His chest was covered by his green Junin vest which had many pockets for placing various things. His blue undershirt was shown as his shoulders, and arms are covered in the blue fabric from his shirt. The only break of the blue was the same red swirl presented proudly on his left shoulder. His hands were covered in fingerless black gloves with metal hand guards. His pants were a dark blue which are rolled up, allowing for his shins to be wrapped in tape and his feet to be covered with the common blue open-toed shoes. His leg was wrapped similarly with tape and his kunai pouch on his right leg. My name is Kakashi Hatake and I would like to adopt you, Naruto, said Kakashi with an eye smile. Why would you do that? Asked Naruto suspiciously. Naruto, I won't lie to you. I knew your parents, they were like family to me. I wanted to adopt you and raise you from the start. You are the only family I've got, but the council were preventing me, but Sandaime-sama has now made it possible for me to adopt you. I know I have not been there for you, but I would like to amend my mistake. You may disapprove. If you do not want me to adopt you, I will understand, said Kakashi solemnly. Will you never abandon me? Do you truly care for me or just pity me, or just want to adopt me just because you knew my parents? Asked Naruto pleadingly. Naruto, I do not pity you and I truly care for you. You are like a little brother I never had, said Kakashi sadly. Arigato, Kakashi ni-san, said Naruto with a smile which Kakashi replicated with his own. Naruto, so do you accept? Asked Hiruzen, hoping Naruto would accept the offer. Hi, said Naruto with a small smile. Naruto, would you like to retain your Uzumaki name or accept Kakashi's family name? Either is fine by us. You can still retain the name when you are older if you like, said Hiruzen with a smile while Kakashi gave him a nod. I would like to keep Kakashi ni-san's name, said Naruto with a smile which pleased Kakashi's even more. Minato-sensei, Obito, Rin, I finally have a family. I won't let you down, thought Kakashi. Gigi, I want to become a ninja and protect the village, said Naruto. Hiruzen and Kakashi both smiled and nodded. Naruto, you will be moving to Kakashi's house and soon you will be entering the Ninja Academy. Kakashi will teach you, Naruto, but tell me, what is your dream, Naruto? Asked Hiruzen. I want to be a ninja in order to protect the village. The Yondaime believed in me and I will make sure that his trust in me was the best choice. And as for my dream, I want to join the Anbu, said Naruto, shocking Hiruzen and Kakashi. Why do you want to join the Anbu? Asked Hiruzen curiously. I want to protect the village. The Anbu are the elite of the village, also the people respect the Anbu the most after the Hokage. They never showed any discrimination towards me and they're kind of cool. I want to be like them, said Naruto with determination. Alright Naruto, but you will have to work very hard to be an Anbu. I was an Anbu once and I know they are the toughest, so you will have to work and train harder, said Kakashi strictly. I won't let you down, Ni-san, said Naruto with a grin. Good, said Hiruzen, happy to see that Naruto was slowly getting out of his trauma by having a family. Gigi, Ni-san, there is a problem, said Naruto carefully. What is it? Asked Kakashi curiously. I know that the villagers hate me and it will take some time to prove it to them that I am not the Kyuubi, but some people may attack me again and I'm not strong enough to defend myself against ninja, said Naruto firmly. Hiruzen frowned on hearing the truth in Naruto's words. Of course, after today's incident the attacks would decrease, but one cannot be sure as there were many people who hated Naruto. I have a solution, said Kakashi and took out a black face mask from his vest and tossed it to Naruto. Naruto immediately caught it and the smile he had on his face could light up someone's day. It also pained Hiruzen and Kakashi to see that this was the first gift the boy had received and was happy. Thanks Ni-san, said Naruto and put on his face mask. Naruto, from now on you are Naruto Hitaki. Become a good man and a strong and proud shinobi of the leaf, said Hiruzen and patted the boy on the back. Hi, said Naruto happily. Time skip. 6 months. It had been 6 months since Naruto was adopted by Kakashi. These 6 months were an entirely new experience for Naruto. He found out that Kakashi was a very calm, collected guy but was also lazy and liked to read Ika books, a book. Naruto did not hate the book but was also not fond of reading it every time like Kakashi. He was also not lazy like Kakashi and always wanted to train. He knew that Kakashi had lost his teammates who were his closest friends and used many means to hide his pain. Reading was one of them. Naruto's life had also been turned upside down. No longer was he a hot-headed guy who screamed for attention. It had taken a lot of time and effort from Kakashi and a lot of reading books based on human psychology for Naruto to understand that a person should assess the situation, be in control of his emotions and not get agitated soon, if he wants to be a true shinobi. Kakashi had started training Naruto. He had taught Naruto all about chakra and had taught him to fight with shuriken and kunai. Naruto had also learned the basic chakra controlling exercises like tree walking, water walking and leaf balancing. Though it was very tough for Naruto as he discovered that he had enormous chakra reserves as he was a Jinchuriki. Many villagers seemed to believe that Naruto was dead as they could not see his face as he always wore his mask. This was the only habit in which he followed Kakashi completely. When some people did recognize him, and showed any hostility or taunted him, he was able to maintain a calm demeanor and did not respond, which was one of the reasons the people now simply used to ignore him, which was better than being beaten. But what he did not know was that there had been few attempts to harm him but were stopped by Kakashi and the Hokage, and the culprits had been dealt with, without Naruto even noticing them. But today was not the case. Naruto was doing his shuriken training at Training Ground 7 waiting for Kakashi to arrive. He knew his brother would be late so decided to start his training. He was getting better and better at throwing shuriken and was achieving most of the targets. Suddenly 2 people arrived at the training ground. Naruto looked at them and saw 2 Anbu standing there. Their faces were hidden by their masks, however their masks were different than most Anbu, because they were blank. Naruto Hitaki, said the Anbu on the left flatly. Huh? Asked Naruto, curious as to why the Anbu were here and asking for him. Suddenly both the Anbu charged at him, drawing their swords ready to strike him down. Naruto had only time to blink as he barely dodged the strike of the swords but still got a cut on his face mask. It was due to sheer luck and due to some of Kakashi's training that he was barely able to dodge the blow. What the are you doing? Shouted Naruto angrily. The Anbu were surprised that he was able to dodge the strike but neither showed any emotions. They never showed emotions. Getting out of their daze they started leaking a massive amount of killing intent. This was the type of killing intent of silent assassins. Naruto was frozen in shock. His body wasn't moving, his heartbeat was increasing every second, he was already hearing it beating so many times. He barely was able to get a kunai from his pouch, but his hands were trembling. He had faced a lot of angry villagers on many occasions, but the killing intent these Anbu were leaking were the most powerful one he had faced in his entire life. There was a sharp pain in his eyes. The Anbu rushed at him, one of them swinged his sword towards Naruto, chest, while the other Anbu jumped in the air with his sword drawn ready to cleave Naruto in half. Time seemed to slow down for Naruto, all the things started to move much more slowly around him. He could see the leaves rustling in the air at a much slower pace, he could see that the Anbu were drawing closer towards him. To any other shinobi the Anbu would seem like blurs, but for Naruto he was able to read their movements and the exact angle through which they were going to strike him. I can't move. What is happening? I can't die here. I will not die, thought Naruto in fear. Acting purely on what his instincts were telling him, he backflipped a few meters away, but the Anbus attacked him again. The one on the left tried to attack him with a diagonal slash from his sword, but before his attack could even connect, he felt something cold pierce his chest, but when he looked down all he could see was two red eyes with two tomos in it and a kunai buried deep in his heart. The Anbu's lifeless body fell dead on the ground, and after a few seconds a glow came from his left arm and the entire body was engulfed in flames, burning the body to ashes. Meanwhile Naruto was frozen in his spot, his hands were shaking, he was looking at the blood stained on his hands and realized he had just killed a man. He didn't know what happened, he had just ducked before the blow hit him, and before he realized what was happening his kunai was lodged into the Anbu's heart. He had seen the shock in the man's eyes hidden behind his mask, which were then replaced with emptiness before he fell on the ground, and was burned to a crisp. I killed him. I am a murderer, thought Naruto sadly, and tears started to drop from his eyes. Meanwhile the remaining Anbu was shocked to see his partner killed by the boy and was just about to attack him, and was already charging towards him. Naruto was frozen in his spot, so it looked much easy. The Anbu readied his sword to deliver the blow, but his entire body was electrocuted as something had pierced his chest. He looked down to see a hand sticking out of his chest which was covered in a ball of lightning. He only heard a single word before he fell lifeless on the ground. Reikiri. Kakashi was just returning after his visit to the memorial stone when he had felt the killing intent coming from the training ground where Naruto was. He immediately rushed towards the spot and was shocked to see Naruto pierce a kunai through an Anbu's chest. But before he could understand what was happening he saw another Anbu charging towards Naruto, who was in shock due to his first kill. He quickly formed his Reikiri and disposed off the Anbu. He did not even wait to see the body burn as he immediately rushed towards Naruto. He immediately pulled Naruto in a hug and started patting his back. Naruto finally saw that Kakashi was here and started crying. After what seemed like a few minutes Naruto's sobs stopped and he looked at Kakashi. "Ni-san, I killed him, I am a murderer," said Naruto with regret in his voice. Meanwhile Kakashi was shocked when he looked at Naruto's eyes. Naruto's sapphire blue eyes were now red with two black tomos in it. How in the does he have the Sharingan? Thought Kakashi, not believing what he was seeing. "It's okay Naruto, you just defended yourself, now please tell me what happened," asked Kakashi softly. Naruto hesitantly nodded and told Kakashi about the entire incident. To say Kakashi was livid would be saying that Jiraiya was not a pervert. He was furious at Danzo, he knew that these Anbu belonged to Danzo. "I need to talk to Hokage-sama, but first I need to do something for Naruto," thought Kakashi tactically. "Naruto, let's go to eat at Ichiraku's. You can talk to me there and also eat your ramen. I'll let you eat as much as you can today. But before that, stop sending chakra to your eyes," said Kakashi with a smile, hoping Naruto would not understand why he wanted it to do it. "Hi," said Naruto, still in deep thought, and stopped channeling chakra in his eyes, which turned back to his sapphire blue eyes. "I guess eating ramen and talking with Ni-san will help," thought Naruto dejectedly. Kakashi felt relieved that Naruto did not notice the change in his eyes yet. Ichiraku's. Kakashi watched Naruto eat ramen quietly while talking to Ayame, who understood that Naruto was disturbed and was cracking some jokes to ease his mood. Talking with Kyuki and Ayame and eating 10 bowls of ramen had improved Naruto's mood to some extent. Kakashi had explained to him that he was attacked and he did what he had to do in order to protect himself, and it was not his fault, and it was an accident. This seemed to ease Naruto a bit, but he still regretted that he had killed the man, but not as much as before. After he finished his meal, Kakashi paid for the meal, and when Naruto was about to leave he felt someone hugged him from behind. He looked back to see Ayame was holding him and Tyuki had a kind smile on his face. "Naru-chan, please be okay. I am always there for you," said Ayame with a kind smile which was filled with warmth. She then slightly pulled his mask down and gave him a soft kiss on his cheek. Naruto blushed. Ayame was beautiful and he loved her like his older sister, and she cared for him. Apart from Hiruzen and Kakashi, Tyuki and Ayame were the only ones who cared for him in the village and loved him. "Arigato, Nei-chan," said Naruto happily, and hugged Ayame back as a lone tear escaped from his eye. Meanwhile Kakashi and Tyuki both had smiles on their faces on seeing the affection between the brother and sister. After a few moments Naruto recomposed himself but still had a blush on his face as he touched his cheek where he could still feel Ayame's lipstick mark. "Ah, you two look so cute, it looked as if you were his girlfriend," teased Tyuki playfully. Naruto had a deep blush on his face while Ayame's cheeks went a little pink. "I wouldn't mind that, would you, Naruto-kun?" Ayame whispered in Naruto's ears. Mischievously. This got different reactions from the men. Kakashi had a perverted smile on his face. Tyuki was just dumbfounded by his daughter's reply but after a few moments chuckled, but the person who was embarrassed the most was Naruto, whose blush just got a lot deeper. "What?" asked Naruto dumbly after a few moments. "I'm hurt. You don't think I'm good for you," said Ayame and pouted. No, I didn't mean that, Ayame-chan. You are so beautiful, kind and caring," spoke Naruto quickly, but quickly covered his mouth on realizing what he had said. All the others laughed at his innocent answer while Ayame just got a light blush on her face. "Looks like you'll have to learn Ototo." "Here," said Kakashi happily, and tried to hand Naruto his Ika book, but before he could even blink Ayame took the book from his hands and tore it to pieces and pointed a kunai just between Kakashi's legs. "My precious," yelled Kakashi in horror, as he saw his book getting destroyed. "Kakashi, if you ever try to corrupt my Naru-chan with that, I'll castrate you," said Ayame threateningly and in such a voice that promised a lot of pain. "Hi," said Kakashi nervously when he felt a knife being pressed a little harder on his crotch. "Whoa, she's scary. Looks like I'll have to hide my book." "Aw man," whined Tyuki in his mind. Never read Ika in front of women. Troublesome, thought Naruto with fear. Somewhere two Naras sneezed. "Good," Ayame stated with a smile. All three men face faulted on her sudden change in behavior. At one moment she threatens you and the next she is back to normal. Troublesome women, thought Naruto, Kakashi and Tyuki at the same time. Somewhere two Naras sneezed again. Looks like some poor soul is tortured by some troublesome women, thought both at the same time. Before any further talk could take place, Kakashi simply dragged Naruto away from the ramen stand hoping to save his. It had been a few minutes since they left the ramen stand. They were now standing in front of a playground. It was already evening and Kakashi had to report the incident to the Hokage. "Naruto, why don't you go and play with those kids? It'll be fun," said Kakashi pointing towards four boys of Naruto's age who were playing. "Are you sure, Ni-san? You know that they may not accept me," said Naruto sadly. Kakashi frowned on thinking how much the villagers had traumatized Naruto, but not any longer. "I am sure, Naruto. Go have fun, I have to talk to Hokage-sama about what happened today. I'll pick you up in an hour," said Kakashi and disappeared via a shunshin. "Man, I really need to learn that," thought Naruto with a chuckle. There were currently four boys playing in the field, well, not exactly. The first boy which Naruto saw had pineapple-colored hair which were tied upward in a short pony. His face was angular and he was busy watching the clouds. The boy sitting next was continuously eating chips and was a little chubby and had light-colored brown hair and a round face. One of the boys was sitting next to the others and was playing with a little pup. He had 2 marks on his face and slightly pointed teeth and dark brown hair. The last boy was sitting away from the others. He had black hair and his eyes were covered by sunglasses and he wore a light gray jacket. As Naruto approached the boys, a little hesitantly, after years of being rejected he feared that even these kids would reject him like the kids from the orphanage. "Who are you?" Asked the boy with the pup curiously. I am Naruto Hitaki, can I join you? Asked Naruto hesitantly. Sure, I am Choji Akamichi, said Choji happily and offered some chips which Naruto accepted happily. I'm Inuzuka Kiba and this is Akamaru, said Kiba and Akamaru barked. Nara. Shikamaru, said Shikamaru curiously. What's with the mask? Thought Shikamaru with a frown. I'm happy to meet you all. Hey you, can I know your name too? Asked Naruto loudly, to the boy with bugs. On hearing being called he came towards the group and was surprised that they didn't back away from him when his bugs crawled in his shirt. Aburame Shino, stated Shino stoically. Naruto Hitaki. It's nice to meet people from 4 different clans of Konoha, said Naruto sharply. You know about our clans? Asked Choji in surprise. Yeah, my brother taught me. You are from the Akamichi clan. Your clan specializes in combat and is known for your physical strength and great research on food pills which were formed by your clan. Also you own many restaurants in Konoha, said Naruto briefly. You are from the Nara clan, one of the smartest clans of Konoha. Your clansmen are known for your sharp knowledge and thinking, and advanced knowledge in medical ninjutsu and medicines, said Naruto simply. You are from the Inuzuka clan, one of the 3 best tracker clans of Konoha. You and your Ninken companions are best in tracking and hand-to-hand combat, said Naruto with a small smile. You are from the Aburame clan, your clan use Kikai bugs for tracking or capturing an enemy. Your clan is known for your logical thinking and is one of the best tracker clans of Konoha alongside the Inuzuka and the Hyuga, said Naruto seriously. Meanwhile all 4 boys stared dumbly at Naruto. Choji was pleased that Naruto didn't call him fat like many kids. Shikamaru was interested in knowing more about Naruto. Kiba and Akamaru both were happy when Naruto praised their clan and didn't call Akamaru a dog but Kiba's partner, while Shino was also intrigued as Naruto was not at all affected by his bugs and praised his clan. Whoa, you know all about our clans, now tell us something about yourself, said Shikamaru curiously. Tell you what, let's race. If you defeat me I'll tell you all you want, said Naruto with a smirk. I know how lazy you Naras are. You won't get to know about me easily, thought Naruto with a smirk. Troublesome, muttered Shikamaru with a yawn. Okay, said Choji cheerfully. You're on, I'll defeat you Naruto, boasted Kiba loudly and Akamaru barked happily. I accept your challenge Naruto-san, stated Shino simply. Naruto's fine Shino, what say friends? Asked Naruto holding out his hand. Friends, they all agreed in unison and shook each other's hand. I finally have some true friends, thought Naruto happily. Only if he knew that these boys would become his best friends for life and would always stand by him. Hokage Tower. Hiruzen smiled on watching the entire interaction between the kids through his crystal ball. At first when Kakashi reported the entire incident he was angry, but as the bodies of the attackers were destroyed by the seal on them, there was no proof against Danzo, so he had to let it go but he would keep a close eye on Danzo from now on. He was saddened to hear that Naruto who was just 6 now had his first kill, but after watching the entire scene and seeing Naruto finding some true friends, he was overjoyed. Perhaps there is still hope for Naruto's acceptance, thought Hiruzen hopefully. He finally has some friends, said Kakashi happily. Indeed, the will of fire burns brightly in them. They are the future of the village, said Hiruzen sagely. Hokage-sama, I still can't understand how Naruto has the Sharingan. Asked Kakashi curiously. No, you are wrong, he is a descendant of the Uchiha clan. So he has finally awakened his birthright, said Hiruzen more to himself than Kakashi. What? Asked Kakashi a little loudly. It is true Kakashi, said Hiruzen simply. But Hokage-sama, Naruto's mother was an Uzumaki not an Uchiha. And Minato-sensei was an orphan, said Kakashi quickly. Yes, Kushina was not an Uchiha but that was not the truth about Minato, said Hiruzen seriously. I don't like the sound of this, thought Kakashi worriedly, as he somehow had a guess as to what the answer would be. Kakashi, what I am about to tell you is one of the biggest secrets of Konoha. Only I and Jiraiya know about this, but as you are Naruto's guardian and you already know this much I will tell you the truth. This is an SS rank secret, so I wouldn't need to remind you the penalties would I? Asked Hiruzen sternly and Kakashi immediately nodded. What do you know of Minato's parents? Asked Hiruzen seriously. Sensei was an orphan whose parents died in the Second Shinobi World War, said Kakashi simply, and Hiruzen nodded. Yes, you are correct. Minato's parents died in the Second Shinobi World War, but the more important thing is the identity of his parents, said Hiruzen suggestively. Who were they? Asked Kakashi cautiously. Yamato Namikaze and Rei Uchiha, said Hiruzen, shocking Kakashi to the core. Now I know why Minato-sensei understood Obito better than me, thought Kakashi in surprise. Rei Uchiha? Asked Kakashi curiously. Her identity is not known by many people as she was banished from the Uchiha clan, explained Hiruzen slowly. Why was she banished, Hokage-sama? Asked Kakashi curiously. Because of her lineage, said Hiruzen sadly. What lineage? Asked Kakashi. She is the daughter of Izuna Uchiha, said Hiruzen nervously. Izuna Uchiha? Asked Kakashi. He was the younger brother of Madara Uchiha, stated Hiruzen darkly. Kakashi was frozen on his place. The man was a legend, and the thing he had just found was a great shock to him. Hokage-sama, so Naruto is the great-grandnephew of Madara Uchiha? Asked Kakashi nervously. Hi, Izuna died during the war-torn era. This was before the formation of the Hidden Leaf Village by the Uchiha and the Senju clans. But when Madara defected from the village, Rei was ostracized from the clan as she was Madara's niece and was banished from the clan after some time. She after some time met a young Junin who was Yamato Namikaze, Minato's father. He was the clan head of the Namikaze clan. The Namikaze were not a big clan and were not quite famous at that time. They fell in love with each other and married discreetly, with only me knowing of this as I was the Hokage. But during the Second War they died, and Minato became an orphan, said Hiruzen briefly and took a puff from his pipe. In order to protect Minato from the Uchiha, his identity was kept secret with only me, Jiraiya, Minato and Kushina knowing this. Also he was not able to awaken the Sharingan, so no one knew, said Hiruzen seriously. So Naruto is the descendant of the Namikaze, Uchiha and the Uzumaki clans? Asked Kakashi in shock. Yes, and it must remain a secret until Naruto is old enough to understand this. And I must not explain it to you. What would happen if the Uchiha came to know of this? They would demand Naruto to be taken into their clan and will use him as a weapon, just like Danzo. Also they have been acting suspiciously a lot, said Hiruzen, muttering the last line silently so Kakashi couldn't hear, and was successful. I understand, but what should we do now? Asked Kakashi worriedly. Train him in using the Sharingan discreetly, and if he asks any questions tell him they will be answered when he becomes a Chunin. If he persists send him to me. Kakashi, no one else should know of this. Naruto's Sharingan should not become public knowledge, as the council would then surely have another reason to turn him into a weapon, and this time Danzo won't stop. He already sent his operatives today to test Naruto's skill. I'll keep an eye on him, said Hiruzen tiredly. Understood, Hokage-sama. I will train him and he will be entering the academy next year with his friends. I want him to be with his true friends and have a normal childhood. But I will also try to not make him entirely dependent on the Sharingan, said Kakashi seriously. I'll have to inform Jiraiya, thought Hiruzen sharply. Agreed, you are dismissed, Kakashi, said Hiruzen, and Kakashi bowed and left the office. Hiruzen sighed. He was tired, and looking at the paperwork in front of him, he groaned. Man, I won't get to read my Ika, thought Hiruzen sadly. It had been a month since Naruto had awakened his Sharingan. A lot had changed in the village. The entire Uchiha clan was massacred by Itachi Uchiha. The village had still not recovered from the shock. There was only one survivor of the attack. He was Sasuke Uchiha. His mental condition was not looking good. Many things had changed since then. Due to the Uchiha's massacre, Hiruzen had issued a martial law and placed the village under strict security. He now took complete control over the village. He overruled the council with the help of the fire daimyo and gained complete control over the shinobi as well as civilian affairs of the village. The entire civilian council and the elders were furious and demanded him to give them back their power. But Hiruzen knew that he was the Hokage and he should be in command. The council were just advisors and should just advise, and not order him around. So with a few executions of some greedy counselors and imprisoning Homura and Kaharu, the problem was solved. The Shinobi Council supported his decision, and surprisingly Danzo did not raise any objections, and it troubled Hiruzen very much. Just what was Danzo up to? Ever since Danzo's personal bodyguards attacked Naruto, Hiruzen had reprimanded Danzo. He knew he could not take more stricter actions against Danzo as it may lead to revolt in the village, but in order to show Danzo his place, he had reduced Danzo's personal shinobi to some extent. Danzo objected to this and had said that he had no hand in this and those shinobi acted on their own, but Hiruzen had threatened him to be in line or suffer the same consequences as the elders. This seemed to shut him up, but Hiruzen knew better. Hiruzen knew that his actions may have increased his enemies, but it was past time he gained control over the village. The Uchiha clan's massacre opened his eyes, making him see how much he was swayed by others' influence. But what troubled him most was Naruto. Ever since he awakened the Sharingan, his demeanor started to change. He was now more reserved and only was his usual self to the people which he trusted. Kakashi and Hiruzen decided to give Naruto some time to cope up with his first kill, because even if he was to become a shinobi, he was a 6-year-old child who had taken a life. He could still remember the day when they told Naruto about the Sharingan. It was after a few days after the Uchiha massacre, and the questions Naruto had asked unnerved Hiruzen a bit because they were way beyond a person of Naruto's age could even understand, but surprisingly Naruto understood it perfectly. Flashback. Few days ago. Naruto was right now standing in the Hokage's office. It had been a few days since his first kill. Kakashi had given him a break from his training and he spent most of the time with his friends. But something was bugging him and he decided to ask the Hokage about it. "What can I do for you, Naruto?" asked Hiruzen kindly. "Gigi, I wanted to ask you something," said Naruto politely. "Go ahead," said Hiruzen, but somehow he had an idea of what Naruto was going to ask. "Gigi, how was I able to evade that strike from the Anbu? I was no match for them. At one moment they were charging at me. And I thought I was going to die. But then everything seemed to slow down, there was a pain in my eyes and then I could see the Anbu's movements before he performed it." "I don't understand," said a confused Naruto. "Sight Naruto, what I am about to tell you is a secret, and you should not reveal it to anyone until very necessary. Do you understand?" asked Hiruzen sternly. "Hi," said Naruto sincerely. Hiruzen then took out a small mirror from one of his desk drawers and asked Naruto to come closer. "Naruto, I want you to channel chakra into your eyes," said Hiruzen seriously. Naruto did as told, and when he looked in the mirror he was shocked. Instead of his blue eyes they were now red with 2 black tomos surrounding it. "Gigi, is this the Sharingan that Nisan has?" asked a stunned Naruto. "Yes Naruto, it is the Sharingan," said Hiruzen truthfully. "So I am an Uchiha," said Naruto dejectedly, as the entire clan had been massacred, and now he could not find any more family. He did not like the Uchiha much, but still they were family. "Not exactly, yes you are an Uchiha, but there are some other things about your parents which I would like to tell you when you are older." "You alright Naruto?" asked a concerned Hiruzen. "Yeah, a bit," said Naruto silently. "Are you angry at me for not telling you this?" asked Hiruzen gently. "No. The Uchiha did not like me much, so I guess we are even, and I understand you had good reasons," said Naruto quietly. "Naruto, don't you feel sorry for them as they were somehow your family?" asked Hiruzen curiously. "A bit, but they were so cold towards me, so I don't know what to feel. I am sad that they were killed, but I didn't know any of them, so I don't know what to feel," said Naruto tiredly. "Alright, I understand, Naruto, I will tell you about your parents when you are older." "Is that alright?" asked Hiruzen kindly. "I think so. I have a lot of things going in my life, and I don't think I can handle another new revelation right now, even though I want to know about them. Now is not the time," explained Naruto briefly. "You're too smart for your own age Naruto," said Hiruzen with a smile, and Naruto nodded a little sheepishly. "Gigi, were my parents bad people?" asked Naruto, suddenly catching Hiruzen off guard. "No Naruto, they were one of the best people I have ever met. They loved you with all their heart. They were proud shinobi of the leaf who gave their lives to protect the village," said Hiruzen honestly. "Gigi, what is the meaning of the village? What is a true shinobi?" asked Naruto, as he wanted to know why his parents died for the village, and left him alone in this cruel world. Hiruzen was shocked on hearing Naruto's question. He remembered the first and the second Hokage's advice to him regarding the Sharingan, and knew that his answer would be very important in deciding Naruto's thinking and his future. He had failed in teaching Orochimaru, and he had fallen into darkness, and he won't let that mistake happen again. A village is a place where people come together. It is a place where people put aside all their past differences and end the chaos. It is a place where the children and the old are protected, the young prosper. It is a place where people can spend their life in peace, said Hiruzen carefully. What is the duty of a shinobi? Is being a shinobi meant leaving your child in a cruel world alone? To let him face difficulty and hardships and pain alone? Is it not a parent's duty to protect and be there for their child? Aren't they supposed to take care of them? If a parent leaves his child like this, then they are trash, yelled Naruto with tears in his eyes. Hiruzen got up from his desk and went towards Naruto. He then leaned down and put a hand on his head, and lifted his chin with his other hand so he could look in his eyes. When he looked in his Sharingan eyes, he saw pain, hurt, betrayal, and knew he had to make things right. Naruto, let's go for walk. Hold on to my hand tightly, said Hiruzen seriously, and grabbed Naruto's hand and shunshined from his office. When Naruto opened his eyes, he saw he was standing on the top of the Yondaime's face at the Hokage monument. It was evening time and the sun was setting and the village looked beautiful. It's beautiful, isn't it? Asked Hiruzen kindly. Yeah, said Naruto with a small smile. Naruto, the village is not formed by bricks and stones. It is founded by the people. When you look at the people, what do you see? Asked Hiruzen curiously. Naruto looked towards the village and saw some kids playing far away, some people enjoying in a nearby restaurant, some people were just chatting around, and much more. It brought a small smile on his face. The people look happy and at peace, but it also makes me realize that I may never have such happiness in this world, said Naruto dejectedly. That's not true, Naruto. Yes, it is very unfortunate and sad that your parents died, but you are not the only orphan in this village. And you still have me, Kakashi, Tuki-san and Ayame-chan and your friends, don't you? Aren't we your family? I think that does count to some happiness, said Hiruzen kindly. Sorry Gigi, I just got swayed by my emotions. Yes, I have you guys. I don't know what I would have done without you all, said Naruto with a smile behind his mask. I understand. Now come on, there is one more place we have to go, said Hiruzen happily, and offered Naruto his hand as they shunshined away. Right now Naruto and Hiruzen were standing in a clearing surrounded by trees, and there was a big stone situated in the center of the clearing. Hiruzen took Naruto towards the stone. Gigi, what is this place? Asked a confused Naruto. This is the place where the heroes of the Hidden Leaf Village are honored, said Hiruzen sadly. Heroes? Asked a confused Naruto. Yes, can you see that stone? Asked Hiruzen simply, and Naruto nodded. There the names of all those shinobi who gave their lives in order to protect the village are written, said Hiruzen seriously. Are my parents' name there? Asked Naruto sadly. Yes, said Hiruzen honestly. Gigi, can you please tell me their names at least? Please Gigi, pleaded Naruto with his puppy dog eyes. Where did he learn that? Thought Hiruzen with a frown. Alright, but I will only tell you your mother's name. I'll tell you about your father some other time, offered Hiruzen. Naruto pouted. He wanted to know his father's name, but at least his Gigi was telling him his mother's name. He wanted to know her name for so long. Okay Gigi, said Naruto with a smile. Her name was Kushina, said Hiruzen sadly, remembering all the time he spent with her in Minato. Naruto went towards the stone and after a few moments he reached a point where his hands froze. Written on that place was a name of a person he desired the most in the world. The one person which he never had, his mother. He wanted to know what was a mother like. He had seen his friends with their mothers and every time his heart ached when he saw that his mother was not alive and with him. How he could have had the love of a mother, how badly he wished his mother was alive. Kushina Uzumaki. Ka-chan, said Naruto with tears in his eyes. Hiruzen put a hand on his shoulder and waited in silence for Naruto to let out his feelings. Naruto cried for a few minutes, but after that he seemed to settle down. Naruto, inside every shinobi of the Leaf Village burns the will of fire, said Hiruzen kindly. Will of fire? Asked Naruto quietly. It's the unbreakable bond that every shinobi in the village has with each other. It gives us the strength to protect our village. A shinobi is a person who endures pain and faces hardship in order to protect something precious, that is the will of fire, said Hiruzen kindly. The will of fire burnt brightly in your parents. Imagine if they and many other shinobi had not sacrificed their lives, then the village would have been destroyed. The peace in which we live in would not exist, the people those are living happily may not be alive, if not for the sacrifice of these heroes. The path of shinobi is one of sacrifice and pain, that is a shinobi, concluded Hiruzen. Do you think I can become a good shinobi? Asked Naruto hopefully. Let me ask you something first, what is precious to you? Asked Hiruzen seriously. My family, friends and my village is precious to me. Even though some villagers may not like me, but this was the country I was born in and this was the village which my parents gave their lives for, so I will honor my parents and protect it. Do you think the villagers will accept me? Asked Naruto with hope in his eyes. The will of fire burns the brightest in you, my boy. And yes, I truly believe that the people will see you as a hero one day. I believe in you, Naruto, said Hiruzen kindly. Arigato Jiji, I will follow my own path, and will fulfill my dream and protect the village, said Naruto with determination, and gave Hiruzen a hug which he returned. I have no doubt about it. Now would you like Kakashi to train you in using the Sharingan? Asked Hiruzen curiously. Hi, said Naruto excitedly. Alright, I'll ask Kakashi to train you from tomorrow. Give it your best, now go and play with your friends if you like, said Hiruzen happily. Hi, said Naruto and rushed off to play with his friends. That went pretty well, Sandaime-sama, said Kakashi with a smile coming out from the trees with his book in his hand. It went better than I expected, but we just avoided a major problem today, Kakashi, said Hiruzen in relief. Yea, even I was taken off guard by his questions, said Kakashi seriously. Yes, it was indeed troublesome. If not for Shodai-sama and Nadaime-sama's advice, I don't know what would have happened, said Hiruzen worriedly. What do you mean, Hokage-sama? Asked a confused Kakashi. As you know, an Uchiha activates his Sharingan when he is faced with emotional turmoil, despair or in life or death situations, said Hiruzen, and Kakashi lowered his head as he remembered his friend Obito activating it. But when a person activates the Sharingan he starts to change, said Hiruzen gravely. I don't understand, Hokage-sama, said Kakashi with a frown. The Nadaime had told me that the Uchiha were a clan who sealed of their own emotions. So when they awaken the Sharingan, all the hidden emotions awaken with it. For people who want power, the eye gives them power, but also increases their ego, making them think they are invincible. For those who have experienced sadness or pain, it changes them to people who hate the world. For those people who have stored away their love for the person or thing increases, and for those people like Naruto who are confused, it can end up in two ways. Either they would follow the right path in life or fall to darkness, and I don't want that for Naruto. He is like a grandson to me. The Uchiha's love was greater than that of the Senju, said Hiruzen, shocking Kakashi. But it still does not clearly explain what it has to do with Naruto. Asked Kakashi curiously. I'll explain it. As time passes, the person's Sharingan grows stronger, and so does his feelings. Many Uchihas in the past had become insane due to this. The Nadaime had told the Sharingan as the eye that shows emotions. When I looked in Naruto's eyes today, I saw sadness, pain and betrayal in them. If these feelings would have grown, can you imagine what would have happened? Said Hiruzen gravely. He would have hated the village and many people for his fate, and his Sharingan combined with Kyuubi sealed in him could have made him a new Madara, said Kakashi in shock, realizing what could have happened. Indeed, Hashirama-sama had told me that it was the insane love of Madara for his younger brother that made him mad. So he had told me to treat them with love, but I failed once again, but I won't let it happen with Naruto. I had tried to talk to Sasuke sometimes, but the trauma he has suffered is intense, and he refused to talk, but I hope with time he will recover from it, said Hiruzen hopefully. Kakashi nodded, understanding what the Sandaime meant, as he could not stop the Uchiha's demise and was blaming himself. I'll have to be careful with Naruto. But I will train him to be a better shinobi, and a good man, thought Kakashi with determination. The next day, Naruto and Kakashi were standing in the Forest of Death, aka Training Ground 44. Kakashi had brought Naruto here many times in order to train him. He had chosen this place in order to train Naruto in using the Sharingan, as almost nobody came to this place, so they won't notice Naruto using the Sharingan. Today the training was going to be different. First of all, Kakashi was not reading his book, and was looking serious, while Naruto was also ready to begin his training. After talking with the Hokage, his resolve was strengthened and his goal became more clear to him. Alright Naruto, since I have already taught you chakra control exercises, and basic taijutsu, I deem you fit to learn ninjutsu, and how to use the Sharingan from today. You up for this? Asked Kakashi cheerfully. Hi, Ni-san, said Naruto politely. Alright, first of all I'm going to teach you the basic jutsu which academy students are taught. Normally you shouldn't be learning ninjutsu at such young age, but you have some enemies in the village, and so in order to defend yourself, you are going to learn ninjutsu, said Kakashi firmly, earning a nod from Naruto in return. But before we start your training, I am also going to teach you how to use the Sharingan, said Kakashi and lifted his headband, opening his Sharingan eye. Ni-san, can you tell me the abilities of the Sharingan? Asked Naruto curiously. Alright, Naruto, but first activate your Sharingan, and tell me what you see, said Kakashi firmly. Naruto channeled chakra into his eyes, and instantly a two-tomo Sharingan appeared. Ni-san, I can see the chakra flowing in your body, also when the Anbu attacked me I was able to predict his movements before he made them. That's all I know about the Sharingan, said Naruto honestly. Impressive, the Sharingan has many attributes, and one of them is certainly to predict one's movements before he or she actually makes them. The Sharingan has 3 levels. First, is the level with only tomo in each eye. Within this form, you can partially predict movements as well as see the opponent's chakra array, albeit a little bit blur. Only after the second stage of the Sharingan, which composes of 2 tomo in each eye, would you be able to fully visualize the opponent's chakra flux and composition. Within the second level, the Sharingan can then copy the hand signs as well as how much chakra is needed for either ninjutsu or genjutsu. Finally, the third level, which of course, is composed of 3 tomo in each eye, is when the Sharingan is complete and no technique escapes from the eye's copying ability. Also, as your Sharingan develops, your speed will certainly increase simply because you'd be one step ahead of every move your opponent makes, explained Kakashi. Briefly, Naruto listened to the entire explanation carefully, and was amazed with the abilities provided by the Sharingan. So I can copy any ninjutsu, genjutsu and taijutsu styles. That's impressive, said Naruto with a smirk. Hold your horses, yes you can copy them, but that does not mean you have to do it, said Kakashi firmly. Why not? Asked Naruto in confusion. You should not be too much reliant on these eyes. You should also learn things on your own, said Kakashi seriously. I get your point, Ni-san. But you told me once we are shinobi, nothing in our line is fair. My opponent will not hesitate to hold anything in a fight with me, and neither do I. And shinobi should use all the tools they have in order to achieve victory. The Sharingan is a tool, and I will use it, but I will also work hard and learn on my own too, said Naruto with determination. Kakashi was left speechless. His little brother had just outsmarted him, and his answer was logical too. Naruto will need all the power. Alright, I get your point. Now before learning any ninjutsu, you must understand that it is divided into 3 parts, instructed Kakashi seriously. What are they? Asked Naruto curiously. First is to perform hand seals, the next is to gather and mold chakra, and the last step is to combine both the first 2 steps, and execute the technique perfectly. It requires utmost concentration, said Kakashi seriously, and Naruto nodded in return signifying he got the point. Now the technique, which I am going to teach you is the most basic technique, which almost every shinobi uses. It is called Kawarimi no Jutsu, said Kakashi briefly. What does this technique do? Asked Naruto curiously. With this technique, users replace their own body with some other object, generally with a block of wood, the moment an attack lands. This creates an optical illusion, making the enemy think the attack was successful. From this, the user can use the lapse in the enemy's attention to attack or flee from the battlefield, said Kakashi and did the hand seals, and replaced himself with a nearby log of wood. He could have done that technique without hand seals, but he wanted Naruto to learn it. Meanwhile Naruto had watched the entire process with his Sharingan. He had watched Kakashi perform the hand seals quickly. To any other person it may have seemed like a blur, but his Sharingan allowed it to see them. He also saw the chakra required to perform it. That is very useful technique, Ni-san, said an impressed Naruto. Indeed it is, but before you perform the jutsu first you must perform the hand seals as quick as me, said Kakashi seriously. Why do I need to perform hand seals quickly? Asked Naruto in confusion. Because in a fight your enemy won't allow you to perform your jutsu. So you need to be quick in performing the jutsu, and with its hand seals, explained Kakashi simply. Hehe, sorry Ni-san, said Naruto sheepishly, and rubbed the back of his head. That means you're not as smart as you look, Ototo, teased Kakashi playfully. Huh, did you say something? Asked Naruto with a smirk. Kakashi had a look of horror on his face. Never in his entire life he had been outsmarted verbally, and now his little brother had used his own trick against him. If Guy finds out about this, then he'll never let me live with it, thought Kakashi fearfully, and paled on even thinking about it. Meanwhile Naruto was laughing loudly, as he had just tricked his big brother. Ha, got you Ni-san, thought Naruto with a smirk. For that you will have no ramen for a week and you will perform the hand seals while I play with you, said Kakashi with an evil chuckle. No, yelled Naruto in horror. Dodge, said Kakashi and threw 5 shuriken towards Naruto. Naruto easily dodged them, but saw a dozen more shuriken coming towards him at lightning fast speed. Thought Naruto in shock, and performed the hand seals as quick as he could, and replaced himself with a wooden log. Man, that was close, said Naruto in relief. You performed quite well, said Kakashi with a chuckle. Next time give me a heads up, will you? Asked Naruto irritatingly. I'll try, since now you know how to perform the technique, let's move on to the next one. Keep your Sharingan on, said Kakashi sternly. Ni-san, while I would like to learn much more with the Sharingan, I want to learn the next jutsu on my own and a little bit faster. Do you have any technique that can help me? Asked Naruto curiously. Yes, there is one technique. Now that I think about it, you should be able to perform this technique, as you have the required chakra and control. This technique helps the user learn a jutsu 10 times faster, said Kakashi seriously. What is it? Asked Naruto gleefully. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, said Kakashi with a smirk, as he knew how useful this jutsu was. Kage Bunshin? Asked Naruto in confusion. It is an B-rank jutsu. Only Junin and people with high chakra levels are able to perform it, but you will be able to do it. First deactivate the Sharingan, said Kakashi. Naruto nodded and deactivated his Sharingan. What does this jutsu do? Asked Naruto excitedly. It is similar to the clone technique. This technique creates clones of the user. However, these clones are actual copies, not illusions. The user's chakra is evenly distributed among every clone, giving each clone an equal fraction of the user's overall power. The clones are capable of performing techniques on their own and can even bleed, but will usually disperse after 1 or 2 solid blows. Shadow clones can't be distinguished from the actual person because the clones have the exact same amount of chakra and aren't made from any other substance. A characteristic that is unique to the shadow clone technique is that any experience the clones gain during their existence is transferred to the user once they are dispersed. This makes the technique ideal for spying, since the user can simply send a clone to spy on a target, then have the clone disperse itself without returning to pass the information back to the user. It's also useful for training purposes, since the total amount of experience the user gains is multiplied by the total number of clones being used to train. For example, if a user creates one shadow clone and trains together with this clone for 1 hour, then dispels the clone, the user gains 2 hours of training in 1 hour by adding the hours of clone and the user together, explained Kakashi deeply. Naruto was practically drooling on the aspect of learning such a useful jutsu. It was the best thing after his Sharingan. Teach me now, said Naruto quickly. All right, now watch carefully, said Kakashi with a chuckle on seeing Naruto's eagerness to learn it, and he couldn't blame him. The shadow clone was one of the most advanced and beneficial ninjutsu. He did 2 hand seals and instantly 2 exact replica of Kakashi popped into existence. As you can see, we are real, and can do anything, said both clones in unison, and started climbing a tree to show Naruto that they were real and not illusions. Wow, I'll do it too, said Naruto eagerly, and formed the hand seals. Wait, shouted Kakashi, but was already too late as he was surrounded in cloud of smoke, and when his vision cleared he was shocked to see himself surrounded by 50 identical Naruto clones, all of whom had a smirk behind their masks. Yo, said all the clones in unison. I knew you would be able to do it, but 50 clones at your age is astonishing. You alright? Asked Kakashi worriedly. Yes, I'm fine. Just a lot of my chakra is spent, said Naruto a little roughly, as he was feeling the effect of the technique on his body. I understand, it is a forbidden technique, and if not for your high chakra reserves, and your tenant, you'd be dead by now. Naruto, you should always be careful while learning this technique, said Kakashi sternly, making sure Naruto understood his reasons. You worry too much, Ni-san, but I'll be careful, said Naruto with a smile. Good, that's what I'll always expect from you, said Kakashi happily. Ni-san, what should I do with these clones? Asked Naruto curiously. Kakashi thought for a moment. Meanwhile, all the clones were chatting among themselves, wondering what they were supposed to do. I think it's time to find out about his elemental affinity, maybe teach him a jutsu or two according to his element, thought Kakashi tactically, and took out a piece of paper. What is this, Ni-san? Asked Naruto curiously, taking the paper from Kakashi. This is a chakra paper. But before I tell you any further, tell me what are the 5 basic types of elements, and its applications for ninjutsu? Asked Kakashi sharply, hoping Naruto would give the correct answers, after all the training and books which he had made Naruto read. There are 5 basic types into which the nature of chakra can be transformed, called the 5 elements nature transformation Godai Seishitsu Henka. These 5 types are also called elements and are not only the origin of the names of the 5 great shinobi countries, but also the foundation of all elemental ninjutsu. The 5 basic natures are all connected to each other in a circle, each being weaker than one and stronger than the other. They are fire, water, wind, earth and lightning, explained Naruto briefly. Accurate as always, I trained you well, said Kakashi proudly, and Naruto nodded humbly. Every person has chakra that has an affinity towards one of these types, a characteristic that seems to be genetic, since whole clans sometimes share the same affinity. Most members of the Uzumaki clan, for example, had an affinity towards the water nature. They were one of the most skilled water users in the world, whose skills surpassed even the Nadaime Hokage, who was said to be the most powerful water user of his time. He could convert the moisture in the surrounding environment and create water, said Kakashi briefly. That's excellent, but what would happen if a person does not have the affinity for an element? Asked Naruto curiously. Usually it would be extremely difficult for a person to master the ninjutsu of that element, as it is not his type, and also it would require a lot of chakra. But it is not impossible. A person could still learn a technique of the element which he does not have, but it won't be very effective, explained Kakashi. So how can I find out my element? Asked Naruto eagerly. The paper which you have in your hand is a chakra paper, pieces of paper made from a special type of tree that are grown and fed with chakra that are used to react to even the slightest hint of chakra in any of a number of ways, depending on the nature latent in the chakra. If your affinity is fire, it will burn. If your affinity is water, it get wet damp. If your affinity is earth, it will crumble. If your affinity is wind, it will be sliced, and if your affinity is lightning, it will wrinkle. Now channel your chakra into the paper, let's see what you got, explained Kakashi seriously. Naruto then channeled chakra into the paper, and the results were quite astonishing. At first the paper got damp, then it got sliced in half, but before it could reach the ground, one half of it was burnt to ash while the other half wrinkled. Kakashi's eyes widened on seeing the results. He had expected Naruto to have 2 affinities at the most, but he had 4 natural affinities. That's impossible, thought Kakashi dumbly. Interesting, smirked Naruto proudly. Ni-san, how do I have 4 affinities? Asked Naruto curiously, bringing Kakashi out of his daze. I think it's because of who you are, Naruto, that you have these affinities, said Kakashi honestly. What do you mean? Asked Naruto confusedly. It seems that your water affinity is the strongest out of all your affinities, with wind rivaling it. Your paper got damp first, so you have a strong water affinity, also you have a strong affinity for fire and lightning. The reason I think for you having these affinities is because of your clan. You belong to the Uzumaki clan, who were the strongest water users in the world, so you got water as your strongest affinity. As for your fire affinity, the Uchiha clan's primary affinity was fire, so you gained that affinity as well. Your father had lightning affinity like me, so you inherited that from him, and as for your wind affinity, I think it is your own, said Kakashi suggestively. Okay, Ni-san, but what was To-san like? Asked Naruto curiously. Your father was one of the most talented and strongest shinobi of the world. He was also a very smart and kind man who cared for his friends and village, explained Kakashi, also not giving any vital points about Minato's abilities. Thank you for telling me, Ni-san, but will I be able to perform any earth techniques? Asked Naruto hopefully. They won't be much efficient, but with hard work you could at least be able to perform it as an average jutsu, said Kakashi honestly, and Naruto nodded satisfied with the answer he got. Alright, now as you have water as your strongest affinity, I am going to teach you a water jutsu. It is called Mizu Bushin no Jutsu. It is similar to the shadow clone technique, except it creates clones out of water that have 1/10 of the original person's power. Like other solid clone techniques, the clones can be used to perform tasks the user is unable or unwilling to do for themselves. The range of the clone is limited, however, as it cannot travel very far from the original body without losing control. Like other clone techniques, if the water clones are injured enough they will revert back to normal water. Now normally this technique requires a source of water, but you will be able to perform it, explained Kakashi and showed Naruto the hand seal. Naruto formed the tiger seal and in a moment 3 identical water clones were formed. It seems I was right, you are able to convert the moisture in the air to water like Nidime-sama, though you are not at all as great as he is with water manipulation, but with a few years of training you will be. You are indeed a true Uzumaki, said Kakashi proudly, and Naruto bowed in return showing his appreciation to his brother. Ni-san, what rank was that jutsu? Asked Naruto curiously. It was AC rank jutsu. It is indeed impressive that you are able to do them, but don't ever get arrogant about your powers, Naruto. It has led to the downfall of many shinobi, said Kakashi strictly, and Naruto gave him an honest, yes, in return. I won't, Ni-san. What affinity do you have, Ni-san? Asked Naruto excitedly. My primary affinity is lightning, but I also have water as my sub-element, and I know a few fire and earth jutsu. Though I only know 4 wind jutsu, explained Kakashi briefly. That's impressive, Ni-san, can you teach me any more jutsu? Asked Naruto hopefully. The prospect of learning new jutsu was quite interesting. Yes, I am going to teach you 3 more jutsu today, but first I want you to divide your clones into 2 equal groups. One of my clones will supervise each group, and will teach them a jutsu each, but keep their Sharingan active as it will help them maintain their Sharingan for a longer while, and will help in learning the jutsu faster, while you and I will meditate, instructed Kakashi. Why do I need to meditate, Ni-san? Asked Naruto with a frown. Meditation will help you increase your concentration, and better control of your chakra. It will also make you aware of your surroundings. Also I want to find out something, said Kakashi silently. I hope I'm right on this one, thought Kakashi hopefully. Naruto nodded and divided his clones into 2 groups, and they went with each of Kakashi's clone to learn their respective jutsu. Naruto then sat in a lotus position and started concentrating. At first nothing happened, but after a few minutes of utmost concentration, he could slowly hear the sounds of faraway creatures of the forest, the flow of river, and most surprisingly he could feel Kakashi's chakra signature. Ni-san, why am I sensing your chakra signature? Said Naruto in confusion. As I expected, thought Kakashi with a smirk. You can sense my chakra because you are a sensor, said Kakashi proudly. A sensor? Questioned Naruto. Let me explain, many in the Uzumaki clan were skilled sensors, so I had some expectation as you could also be one. A sensor Kanshi Taipu is a ninja that is capable of detecting the presence of other people through their chakra. A skilled sensor can detect their targets from a great distance, as well as differentiate the characters by their chakra signature alone. They are even able to tell when other sensors are using their abilities, explained Kakashi briefly. So can you teach me how to use my sensing ability too? Asked Naruto happily. Sure, I can give you some pointers, as I can too detect chakra signatures and have a good sense of smell, said Kakashi truthfully, and started teaching Naruto. Meanwhile with Shadow Clones Group 1. In a clearing were standing 25 Naruto clones facing one of Kakashi's clone. There were training dummies in the field and the clones were waiting to be trained a new jutsu. So what is this jutsu? Asked one clone of Naruto loudly. It is called Kaden, Gokaku no Jutsu, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. It is one of the prized jutsu of the Uchiha clan, and is AC rank offensive ninjutsu. In this technique chakra needed inside the body is converted into fire, and expelled from the mouth either as a massive orb of roaring flame or as a continuous flame thrower. The scope of the attack is altered by controlling the volume of chakra that is mustered. The released flames will engulf their target, and leave a crater on the ground's surface, explained Kakashi's clone briefly. So how do we do it? Asked another Naruto clone quickly. Now, I'm going to perform the jutsu, and you will watch it with your Sharingan, instructed Kakashi's clone and performed the hand seals. Kaiten, Gokaku no Jutsu, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. A large fireball was released from the clone's mouth, which rushed speedily towards one of the training dummies, burning everything in its path, and with a loud bang crashed with the training dummy and burnt it to a crisp. The clones were fascinated with the jutsu, and copied it down and started performing the jutsu. Meanwhile, with Shadow Clones Group 2. The jutsu which you are going to learn is called Suiten, Mizoraput Water Style, Violent Water Wave, explained Kakashi's clone simply. What does it do? Asked one Naruto clone in confusion. In this technique, water gushes out from the mouth like a waterfall and washes away the enemy. One can freely control the power of this technique with the amount chakra one releases. Having many variations, this is a basic water reels technique and is AC rank. Offensive ninjutsu, explained the Kakashi clone. He then performed the dragon, tiger and hare hand seals and spitted a small stream of water towards a nearby tree. The small wave crashed violently with the tree and created a small crater on the tree's body. Alright, now you have copied the jutsu, start practicing it, instructed the Kakashi clone. Hi, yelled all Naruto clones in unison and started practicing. Few hours later, it had been a gruesome training day for Naruto. He was now completely exhausted, as he received the memory of his shadow clones and the fatigue too. He had also learned some sensing ability from Kakashi, during these hours of meditation. Kakashi was proud of Naruto for learning so fast, and with his stamina, and decided to check the results of the 2 jutsu he learned. Naruto, do you think you can perform the jutsu the clones learned? Questioned Kakashi seriously. Yeah, I can do that, said Naruto panting heavily. He is exhausted but still is not willing to give up, thought Kakashi proudly. Naruto then performed the hand seals and performed the jutsu he had learned. Suiten, Mizoraput Water Style, Violent Water Wave. A large wave of water rushed out of Naruto's mouth, and flooded the entire clearing, and crashed against everything nearby violently with a loud bang. He is a skilled water user, he has the potential to surpass Naitami-sama someday, thought an astonished Kakashi after seeing the power of Naruto's jutsu. Indeed, he had the help of the Sharingan and the Shadow Clones, but to master AC rank jutsu in a few hours at Naruto's age was a big feat. Without waiting for any comment from Kakashi, Naruto performed another set of hand seals, and gathered chakra and executed his next technique. Kaiten, Gokaku no Jutsu, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. A small fireball equivalent of the size of a large windmill shuriken was executed from Naruto's mouth. It crashed with a nearby tree, burning it to some extent. Excellent work, Naruto. You have already mastered the Suiten Jutsu, while your Kaiten Jutsu was good but it still needs to be more efficient. But I'm sure with training you will be able to do it, said Kakashi proudly. Thanks. Pant. Ni-san, said Naruto tiredly. Oh. Looks like you are tired. Even your stamina has limits, teased Kakashi. Naruto pouted and glared daggers at Kakashi, making him laugh. Tell you what, I'll teach you one last jutsu. It is an E-rank jutsu and requires minimum chakra. If you are able to do it, I'll take you to Ichiraku's today, said Kakashi with a smirk. You're on Ni-san, yelled Naruto, all the fatigue gone from his body almost instantly. Anything for ramen, thought Naruto gleefully, imagining the number of bowls he would eat. I should have not said that. Geez, where does he get so much energy from? Whined Kakashi with anime tears dropping from his eyes. I'll get you for this, thought Kakashi with an evil smile. Alright, this jutsu is a basic technique which all ninja use. It is called Henji no Jutsu. It is typically used to change into people other than oneself, but one also has the ability to change into animals, plants, and even inanimate objects like weapons. This gives this technique an abundance of uses. The transformation of a skilled shinobi will be exactly like the genuine article, so it will be impossible to tell the two apart. On the other hand, a transformation performed by an inexperienced person will have obvious discrepancies, explained Kakashi, and performed the hand seals, and performed the jutsu, transforming himself into a panting Naruto who had a stupid expression on his face. Hey, got you, thought Kakashi with a smirk. Meanwhile, Naruto had activated his Sharingan, and had watched the jutsu closely, and decided to give Kakashi some payback and performed the jutsu. Immediately in place of Naruto stood a tall blonde girl whose hair reached up to her. Her face was angular and she had beautiful blue eyes. She had large C-cup, a curvy and long silky legs, and the most astonishing feature was that she was completely naked. Waroke no jutsu, said Naruto with a smirk. Kakashi had crashed into a nearby tree with a heavy nosebleed and had a perverted smile on his face before he became unconscious, and drifted into his perverted world. Payback's a Ni-san, thought Naruto with a smirk, and collapsed from chakra exhaustion, but had a large smile on his face for his success. After a few minutes, Kakashi woke up, and laughed on remembering how he was knocked out. He then went and picked up Naruto, who was sleeping peacefully. That jutsu was impressive, I'll have to learn that from him, thought Kakashi perversely. But still he managed to learn so many jutsu in one day and mastered almost all of them. Minato-sensei, you would be so proud of him. I wonder what would happen if I teach him genjutsu. He would be a force to be reckoned with in the future. But I wonder what will his academy life be, thought Kakashi with a smile, and started walking towards their house. Only if Kakashi knew that this day had marked the birth of the Sharingan prodigy, who would decide the fate of the world. Time skip. 3 years. A lone figure could be seen walking through the streets of Konoha. This person was 4 feet 9 inches tall. He was wearing a black t-shirt and blue pants. His hands were covered by his fingerless metallic gloves. He wore black sandals. His face was covered by a black face mask. He had a well-toned body and his blonde hair were wildly swinging in the air with 2 bangs falling over his covered face. Many civilians did not recognize this person and were just busy doing their work, while some shinobi recognized this person but ignored him. This person was none other than Naruto Hatake. It had been 3 years since Naruto had awakened his Sharingan and had started training to become a shinobi. He had joined the ninja academy with his friends 2 years back. His training had been going very well. He had found out that he was a ninjutsu specialist and was quite proficient with it. Kakashi had taught him a few jutsus and was constantly training him whenever he was free from his missions. His most notable achievement in ninjutsu was his mastery over water jutsu. He could learn and perform sweetened water-based ninjutsu very quickly. He also learnt some jutsu of his other affinities but was unable to learn any earth-based ninjutsu. His Sharingan had fully matured and now had 3 tomos in it. It was during a sparring session with Kakashi that he was able to awaken the final stage of his Sharingan, consisting of 3 tomos in each eye. Kakashi had congratulated him on achieving the final stage of his Sharingan. His taijutsu had improved too. Kakashi had made him use weights in his training. They were not too much but still he kept on increasing them as time passed. He also taught him some moves of the Uchiha's intercepting fist, which focused mainly on speed and the movement of the opponents. Needless to say, this style suited Naruto much better with his Sharingan. Genjutsu was quite a difficult subject for him. Due to his vast chakra reserves, he had trouble controlling his chakra. Genjutsu required precise chakra control, though Naruto's chakra control had improved greatly, but it was still not good enough for him to learn any genjutsu, but he was able to easily dispel genjutsu due to his Sharingan, which could see through illusions. Naruto's Sharingan was a little different than the ordinary Sharingan. Naruto's Sharingan could cast very effective genjutsu. His illusions were so real that only skilled shinobi or genjutsu specialist could break through them. This ability made up for his lack of skill in learning any other genjutsu apart from his Sharingan illusions. Kakashi had trained him in hypnotizing his opponents using his Sharingan and had even complimented him that he had the skill to surpass Itachi and Shisui Uchiha in the future with his Sharingan-based illusions. He was happy with his life. However, he had met another person who cared for him despite him being a Jinchuriki. Thinking of her brought a smile on Naruto's face. Flashback. 1 year ago. Kakashi and Naruto were continuing their regular training in the Forest of Death as usual. Naruto's skills had improved greatly due to his training. His strength, speed and ability to analyze his opponent and come up with counter-attacks were greatly increasing. "Alright Ni-san, what are you going to teach me today?" asked Naruto excitedly. "Today I'm going to teach you a variation of the shadow clone technique," said Kakashi. "Variation?" asked a confused Naruto. "Yes, it is called Raiden Kage Bunshin Lightning Release, Shadow Clone. It is a type of shadow clone and can also perform techniques like any other shadow clone, but it is made up of lightning. Let me show you what you can do. First make 2 shadow clones and send them right towards me, instructed Kakashi. Naruto formed 2 clones and sent them charging towards Kakashi. Kakashi immediately formed a clone which rushed towards Naruto's clones. The first Naruto clone aimed a punch at Kakashi's clone chest, but he easily dodged it and tried to give a kick but was blocked by the second clone who was holding his legs. The first clone then immediately jumped in the air aiming to give a roundhouse kick to the Kakashi clone and finish him off. But before the kick could connect, the Kakashi clone smirked, and before Naruto's clones could even realize what was happening, they were electrocuted as the Kakashi clone burst into lightning, dispelling itself with Naruto's clones. Naruto winced as he got the memories of his destroyed clones while Kakashi chuckled. "Ni-san, that was painful," muttered Naruto. "Now you see what it does. This technique allows the user to make a shadow clone infused with lightning. Because it is a shadow clone, it is able to perform techniques and interact with the environment due to it having physical substance, and also evenly distributes the user's chakra to each clone. If the clone is injured, it will revert to its natural lightning state, at the same time electrocuting whatever it is touching," explained Kakashi briefly. "If I am fighting an opponent near water source, this jutsu can be very helpful," thought Naruto. "Alright, now try to form a clone infused with your lightning chakra," said Kakashi, but was interrupted by Naruto. "We've got company," said Naruto sternly. His sensing ability has increased," thought Kakashi as he could also feel a chakra signature approaching towards their position. Just a few moments later, a young woman jumped in the clearing where Naruto and Kakashi were training. Curious to see who this person was, Naruto turned to look at her. First thing he noticed was that this person was a very beautiful young woman. She wore a brown trench coat, a short dark brown skirt above a fishnet cloth which covered the rest of her body. She had a look of pure mischief in her eyes, and her hair was a shade of purple that really looked great on her. All in all, Naruto had to say he found her very beautiful, and this brought a blush on his face, but thankfully it was hidden behind his face mask. "Why am I blushing? I'm not a pervert," thought Naruto. "Oi Kakashi, what are you doing here?" asked the woman curiously. "Anko, what are you doing here?" asked Kakashi. "This is my playground, Kakashi-kun, now tell me, what are you doing here?" asked Anko in a very sweet voice which sent shivers down both Naruto and Kakashi. "Only Anko can call this a playground," sighed Kakashi. "She's exactly as Kakashi Ni-san said," thought Naruto, remembering how Kakashi used to talk sometimes about the snake mistress of Konoha, Anko Mitarashi, who was widely known for her sadistic tendencies. "Well, I am training my little brother," said Kakashi, and Anko turned and was surprised when she looked at Naruto briefly. "What, this brat? He looks like your clone," said Anko carelessly. Naruto's eyebrows twitched on being called a clone, but kept his calm, knowing losing his temper wouldn't end well for him. "I am Naruto Hatake, pleased to meet you, Anko-san," said Naruto respectfully with a short bow. "Wait, you're Naruto? What the do you mean that you are Kakashi's brother?" asked Anko a little loudly. Anko knew who Naruto was and what burden he carried. She did not hate the boy like many villagers and even sympathized with Naruto as she too shared a similar past like Naruto, but then the boy just disappeared and now he is Kakashi's brother. One thought was going in her mind. What the happened? Thought Anko. Kakashi sighed and explained Anko the entire story about how he adopted Naruto but left out part of his lineage, and his Sharingan and his training until now. "Well, I didn't expect you to be of the caring type," teased Anko. "Did you say something?" asked Kakashi with an amused tone in his voice. "Why, you pervert!" yelled Anko. "Man, that was funny," said Naruto, who was laughing on seeing the interaction between Kakashi and Anko. "What was that, shrimp? I bet you don't even know how to hold a kunai," smirked Anko, trying to agitate Naruto. "Well, let's find out, shall we?" challenged Naruto. Meanwhile, Anko grinned while Kakashi wasn't sure if it was a good idea. Sure, Naruto was a calm and collected person, but he would never let anyone just insult him like that, and also it would be a good chance to test his skills against someone other than Kakashi. "Naruto, I don't think you should challenge Anko like that. She is a Junin like me," said Kakashi sternly, trying to make Naruto understand. "Ni-san, I know that I am no match for Anko-san right now, but I want to prove it to her that I am not worthless and you trained me well," said Naruto with determination in his voice. Meanwhile, Anko was impressed with Naruto's answer. he not only admitted that he was weaker than her and wanted to fight her for the right reasons. Fine, then don't complain when she breaks your bones, said Kakashi tiredly. Thanks Nii-san, said Naruto gratefully. Oi brat, since you are honest and not arrogant, let's make a bet, suggested Anko. What's the bet, Anko-san? Asked Naruto. You fight with me, and if you are able to hold against me for even 5 minutes, then I'll teach you something useful, said Anko seriously. That's acceptable, but what happens if you win? Asked Naruto suspiciously. Then you owe me a treat, said Anko with a dreamy look in her eyes, thinking defeating Naruto would just be a piece of cake. Oh, please, it isn't what I think it is, thought Kakashi fearfully. May I ask what this treat may be, Anko-san? Asked Naruto. Dango, yelled Anko, pumping her fists in the air. What have I gotten myself into? Thought Naruto. Everyone in Konoha knew about Anko's fetish for dango. It was even more than Naruto's love for ramen. I told you, Otutu. Well, it's your funeral, thought Kakashi. Alright, the rules are quite simple, you can use anything you want. Ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu, all is fair. The spar will continue for 5 minutes until one gives up or loses. No serious damage is to be done to the opponent, it is a friendly spar, explained Kakashi in a monotone voice. Gee, thanks for that, Robo-Cyclops, said Anko, and even Kakashi was a little irritated by the name given to him. Naruto, come with me for a minute, said Kakashi, and walked a little away from Anko. Naruto followed Kakashi, and soon after they were a little distance away from Anko, Kakashi stopped. Naruto, you should not use any shadow clones or your Sharingan in this spar. The Sharingan I need not explain why you are not allowed to use, but for shadow clones I want to see your hand-to-hand combat skills without your clones, and it would be best to keep some of your abilities hidden. The shadow clone is a forbidden technique, and I don't think it will be right to show it to Anko at this time. Do you understand? Asked Kakashi. I understand, Nii-san, and I won't let you down, said Naruto confidently. I have no doubt about that, said Kakashi proudly and patted Naruto on the back. Naruto walked up towards Anko and got into his fighting stance. Let's do this, said Anko loudly. She immediately threw a kunai towards Naruto at a very fast speed. Thinking it to be just a simple attack, Naruto just decided to duck from the kunai's attack, but was surprised when Anko appeared before him in an instant and punched him hard in the face, sending him crashing towards a few feet away. The kunai was just a diversion which she used to distract my attention and sneaked up on me so quickly. She's fast, thought Naruto, wiping some blood coming from his nose. Had enough, Gaki? Teased Anko. I am just getting started, said Naruto with an evil smile. Huh, he's got no skills and he's cocky, thought Anko overconfidently. She then rushed towards Naruto, intending to finish the spar, and attempted to send a right cross into his cheek. What happened next caught her completely by surprise. Naruto ducked her punch and twisted her body, swatting her punch up and away. He then gave a strong punch to her torso. Anko suffered quite a painful blow and coughed up some blood. Yet before she could even process that, he drove his palm into her chin, knocking her to the ground with a spray of blood coming out of her mouth as her teeth cut into her own tongue. Interesting, he seems to be able to read her moves to some extent even without the Sharingan, thought Kakashi with a little pride. Why, you'll pay for that, brat, said Anko, and spat some blood out of her mouth. She then went through hand signs quickly and executed her jutsu. Kaiten. Gokaku no Jutsu, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. Anko gathered a large amount of chakra and executed a large fireball towards Naruto. The fireball was enormous in size and its flames were very hot and were burning everything in its way, and was speedily rushing towards Naruto, who had started performing his own hand signs with great speed. Suiten. Sujinheki, Water Release, Water Encampment Wall. A giant wall of water surrounded Naruto from all sides and impacted with the fireball with equal force. At first both techniques seemed to be at equal strength, but soon the fireball seemed to become smaller, and after a few moments it disappeared with only steam surrounding the entire area. What is this kid? He created water from nothing. There isn't even a water source nearby, how the could he do that? Thought Anko in amazement. She then quickly disappeared from Naruto's view with the intent of forming a new strategy. Meanwhile, Naruto was searching for Anko and was trying to locate her chakra through his sensor ability, and after a few moments he found her chakra coming from a nearby tree. Got you, thought Naruto, and rushed towards Anko's position. He then immediately attacked. Anko attempted to kick Anko's feet, trying to make her lose balance, but she jumped upwards in the air and attempted to give him a strong kick on his head, but he was able to dodge at the last moment. They then engaged in a fierce battle of taijutsu, trading kicks and punches with each other. It was mostly Anko attacking and Naruto dodging her attacks with good speed. Her taijutsu is impressive and she hits hard, thought Naruto, noticing some bruises over his body. This kid is something else, though I am not going all out, but still he is strong, thought Anko. Naruto decided that he was no match for Anko in taijutsu, so he decided to go with his strength, which was ninjutsu. He then performed a quick set of hand signs. Fuden Daitapa, wind release, great breakthrough jutsu. What? Thought a shocked Anko, but before she could evade the attack, a large gust of wind collided with her and sent her crashing into a nearby tree, where she crashed with a loud thud. Deciding not to give Anko any more time, Naruto performed another set of hand signs and gathered a large amount of chakra in his lungs. Kaiten, Gokaku no Jutsu, fire style, fireball jutsu. A large fireball rushed towards Anko and engulfed her in flames and burned everything surrounding her position to ashes. Maybe I overdid it a little, thought Naruto tiredly, but just as he was able to call Kakashi, he heard something from behind his position. Sanejishu, hidden shadow snake hands. Before Naruto could even blink, his entire body was entangled by a group of snakes and he crashed on the ground with the snakes holding him tightly on the spot. He looked back at where his fireball had hit, only to see a burnt wooden log in his place. A substitution. You idiot, thought Naruto angrily. He looked back to see Anko standing behind him with a smirk on her face. Although her clothes were burnt badly, while there were some light bruises on her hands and knees, indicating that she barely avoided the attack. Impressive, Gaki, you were able to hold up against me for this long and you even made me use my snakes. I'll admit you've got skill, but it's over. If you move, my snakes will love to get a bite from you, and they are very poisonous, said Anko in a very sickly sweet voice. Alright, I forfeit, said Naruto dejectedly. Now Naruto, can you tell me why was Anko able to defeat you? Asked Kakashi. Because I was weak, suggested Naruto. It was quite the opposite, you were indeed strong, but Anko had one thing which you do not have right now, said Kakashi, gaining a puzzled look from Naruto. That's experience, Gaki. I have fought with many shinobi during my career, and as a result I was able to estimate your strategy, your fighting skills, and was able to counter it. No matter how much a person trains, he still needs to have real experience, and that comes from missions. Don't worry, you'll improve, said Anko. But I still lost, said Naruto tiredly, as he still was unable to accept his defeat. Don't be so down, you performed quite impressive for someone your age. Always remember this: if your opponent is stronger than you and victory does not seem possible, then it is a good choice to accept defeat. Do not let your pride get in your way, it has led to the downfall of many shinobi. Sometimes to win you must lose, explained Anko, and removed her snakes and offered her hand to Naruto to make him stand, which he gratefully accepted. That was indeed a good spar. You were able to hold against Anko for 4 minutes, that's more than I expected. I'm proud of you, said Kakashi with pride in his voice. I understand, and thank you Ni-san, Anko-san, for explaining this to me, said Naruto respectfully. Now Kakashi, how does he know such jutsus, and what did you teach this boy? Don't you think he is too young to learn this much at his age? Argued Anko, thinking Kakashi was trying to make Naruto more stronger than required for his age. Now Anko, I understand your point, but Naruto has some enemies in the village who have tried to harm him in the past, so Hokage-sama had ordered me to teach him so that he could protect himself. Surely you understand that, don't you? Asked Kakashi, and Anko nodded. But how can he perform jutsu of 3 different affinity, and how in the does he have such high water affinity? Asked Anko curiously, as she was thoroughly impressed with Naruto's abilities. Kakashi then explained Naruto having 4 affinities and the training he has gone through till now. Anko whistled on hearing this. You are indeed interesting, Gaki. Well, as you performed so well and are not arrogant about your ability, I'll teach you a thing or two, said Anko, shocking both Kakashi and Anko. Kakashi was shocked. Bekasu Anko was never interested in teaching anything to anyone. After Orochimaru left the village and betrayed Anko, she shut herself down and never trusted anyone else like before except from her best friend. Kakashi was also a friend of Anko and knew of her pain, and for her to be willing to teach Naruto was quite astonishing. But I lost the bet, why do you want to teach me? asked a confused Naruto. Well, you and I are a lot alike and you have got talent, so I just think I'll teach you a thing or two, but you owe me a lot of dango for this and stop calling me Anko-san, I am not a person for much honorifics, said Anko with a genuine smile. In truth she cared for Naruto but was just unable to express it, and so this was her chance and she decided to take it. Thanks Anko-chan, said Naruto with a true smile. Anko-chan, huh? You have good taste Gaki. I might even like you Naruto-kun, teased Anko while whispering in Naruto's ear, getting a light blush on Naruto's face as Anko sure was beautiful and her ways of seduction were quite impressive. Meanwhile Kakashi was giggling on seeing the entire scene between Anko and Naruto, but in truth he knew that Anko was just teasing Naruto. Now you do owe me some dango. Don't you? Asked Anko menacingly with a dark aura in her voice, and Naruto nodded immediately. Of course Anko-chan, Kakashi-ni-san would like to come with us. Asked Naruto pleadingly, hoping Kakashi would come to pay for Anko's huge dango bill. Oh, you are not getting me this time Naruto, thought Kakashi mischievously. Sorry Otutu, I have got some work with Hokage-sama, see you later, said Kakashi and disappeared in a puff of smoke before Naruto could retort. Naruto turned around to find Anko impatiently tapping her feet on the ground. Uni-san, you cheeky, thought Naruto with anime tears dropping from his eyes on losing his precious pocket money. Flashback end. Needless to say Naruto got along very well with Anko. She was able to get him to open up and not remain secluded from others. She was like his elder sister who always guided him. Even Kakashi and Anko became better friends. At first Naruto thought that Anko was a hard person who just didn't care about anything, but after he came to know about Anko's life, he found one person to whom he could somewhat relate to. A person who could somewhat understand him. She also introduced him to some food other than ramen. He once criticized that dango was not better than ramen, and let's just say it didn't end well for him. Anko was true to her words and decided to give some training in taijutsu to Naruto. She was training him with some moves of the hubby style which she was quite adept with. Under Anko's guidance Naruto found out that his taijutsu needed a lot of work and he had not paid equal attention to taijutsu as he did with ninjutsu and genjutsu. So for the majority of the past year he trained with Anko and was still training with her to improve his taijutsu. Kakashi also occasionally trained him in ninjutsu, but the main focus was on taijutsu. Anko's training regime was brutal to say in the least, and every day Naruto would end up bruised and battered from wounds from sparring with Anko, but it was a great experience and he was learning something very useful, so he didn't mind much. He still hadn't told Anko about his Sharingan. It was not that he didn't trust her, instead she was a precious person to him, but he still didn't know if telling her the truth would change her views about him. Kakashi had advised him to wait for the right time and then explain it to her. Naruto was so engrossed in his thoughts that he didn't notice that he had arrived at the academy and was already a few minutes late for his class. He went towards his class and knocked on the door. "Come in," said a voice from inside the class. Naruto entered the class and found his teacher Iruka Yumino staring at him. Iruka was a man of average height and build. He had black hair which he kept tied in a ponytail. He had dark eyes and a scar that ran across the bridge of his nose. He wore the standard Konoha Chunin vest with a headband on wrapped around his forehead. Iruka was a very kind-hearted man who cared for all of his students. At first he was indifferent towards Naruto, but with passage of time he came to realize that Naruto was not the fox, instead he was a very kind-hearted boy who loved his friends. After that he opened up to Naruto and now they were good friends, or siblings if one could say. "Naruto, why are you late by 20 minutes? Asked Iruka sternly. Even though Naruto was special to him, he never showed favoritism to any one student. "Sorry Iruka-sensei, I was training yesterday and got very tired, so I was not able to arrive on time in class." "It won't happen again," said Naruto honestly. Unlike Kakashi, he didn't like making lame excuses for his mistakes and admitted it. Iruka sighed and told him to sit in the class, but not without giving him a warning. Naruto liked the academy as it was where he was able to spend more time with his friends, but he hated the academy's training, which was entirely lame. The things which they were teaching the students to be genin would never help them get strong and survive in the shinobi world. But the worst part of the academy was fangirls. Most of the girls who wanted to be kunoichi were obsessed with boys and believed in fairy tales where they would be saved by their prince, while many boys considered themselves to be and just wanted to show off. These were not the traits of a shinobi. A shinobi is a person who operates from the shadows and do not seek glory. They have complete control over their emotions and do whatever it takes to fulfill their mission. This was what Kakashi and Anko had taught him, but the academy was completely different. As a result, Naruto did not show off his skills in the academy like some other students. Instead, he opted to be an average student who had less skills. He was indeed the most powerful among his comrades, but he lived a life of deception because in the real world names, titles and ranks meant nothing. Even the strongest shinobi could be defeated by an opponent much weaker than them. Snapping out of his thoughts, Naruto went up to take his seat beside Kiba and Hinata. Hinata had become his close friend since he entered the academy. She was a very shy girl and lacked confidence, which was very unusual for a Hyuga. After knowing Hinata, he had came to know the pressure which the children of various clans of Konoha had to shoulder. Hinata was not an exception. She was the heiress of the Hyuga clan, who were considered the strongest clan in Konoha. Her father had high expectation from her, but Hinata was unable to fulfill them, so she was considered unworthy by her own clan. They preferred her younger sister better than her. Even her own father did not have faith in her, which according to Naruto was quite pathetic. But after she came in contact with Naruto and his friends, her confidence seemed to be growing slowly and she was starting to believe in herself. She admired Naruto a lot, but she always confused Naruto as she always had a blush on her face whenever she talked with him, and her stuttering was quite annoying during a chat. Now Naruto was not an idiot but was confused that whether she admired him or was infatuated with him, but decided not to push Hinata for any further talk as he wanted her to tell her what she felt on her own and not by force. Also, Naruto only considered Hinata a good friend and nothing more. "Good morning, Naruto-kun," said Hinata politely. "Good morning, Hinata-chan. Oi mut, wake up," said Naruto and bonked Kiba on the head, waking him from his sleep. "What the, Naruto, why'd you hit me?" asked Kiba in a sleepy tone. "Why are you sleeping so early in the morning, idiot?" said Naruto with a smirk. 3, 2, 1. Now, thought Naruto. Man, Iruka-sensei's lessons are so boring. "So I was taking a nap," said Kiba loudly, and Akamaru barked in agreement. This brought different reactions. The entire class laughed while Iruka was furious. "Kiba Inuzuka, for that you shall write about the history of Konoha 50 times," yelled Iruka. Kiba paled on hearing that. The history of Konoha was not something a person would want to write 50 times. "Iruka-sensei, I was not alone, even Shikamaru was sleeping," pleaded Kiba, hoping to get out of this situation. "Troublesome, I was not sleeping, Kiba," said Shikamaru quickly, but yawned immediately after saying that. The class had a hearty laugh as Shikamaru was caught too. Naruto and the others watched with amusement as Iruka scolded both Kiba and Shikamaru for sleeping in the class. After a long lecture which lasted for many minutes and some apologies from Kiba and Shikamaru, Iruka let them go. Iruka took a few deep breaths to calm himself down in order to continue teaching the students. "All right, now we shall," said Iruka, but was stopped in his speech as the bell rang signaling the end of the class. Shikamaru understood that it was Naruto's plan to distract Iruka and wait for the class to end to escape from the boring lesson. "You planned this, didn't you?" asked Shikamaru sharply. "I don't know what you are talking about, Shika," said Naruto slyly. "What are you talking about, Shikamaru?" asked Choji curiously. Even Shino, Kiba and Hinata were intrigued. Shikamaru then explained what Naruto had done. "Naruto-kun, that was mean," said Hinata, but still had a slight smile on her face. "You tricked me," yelled Kiba. "I try my best," said Naruto with a smrik. "Troublesome blondes," said Shikamaru, but was bonked on the head courtesy of Ino. "What was that, Shika?" asked Ino menacingly. "Troublesome," muttered Shikamaru. "Thanks, Ino, nice hit," said Naruto laughingly. "You bet, Naruto," said Ino and exchanged a high five with him. Ino was also one of Naruto's best friends and he liked her a lot. Her loud personality and brash attitude were quite interesting. However, they still had some differences. The main difference was her mad infatuation with Sasuke Uchiha, but despite everything she was his good friend. Choji laughed on watching the entire incident while Shino had a smirk on his face. The only people in the room who were not interested in seeing the group of friends were Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. Naruto had tried to befriend Sasuke in the past, but Sasuke was not interested. He considered himself greater than the others and looked down upon anyone whom he didn't consider a challenge. Sasuke was mad about getting power and achieving it through any means necessary. He brooded all day and did not socialize with anyone. He didn't even look at his fangirls who worshipped him like a divine. A part of Naruto hated Sasuke with passion. Sasuke was the golden boy of the village. Almost all the villagers practically worshipped him just because he was the last of his clan, which in fact was not entirely true. But still, even after being shown so much care and affection, Sasuke berated others whom he did not consider worthy of his time. This seemed to make Naruto hate Sasuke more. All in all, Sasuke was a stuck-up who considered himself greater than the others just because he was an Uchiha. Naruto tried to talk to Sasuke sometimes, but after a few tries gave up on him as he was a lost cause. Sakura, on the other hand, was just book smart but was probably the greatest fangirl of Sasuke. She practically worshipped the ground on which Sasuke walked, and berated others and praised Sasuke for almost everything. Due to this, Naruto stayed away from Sakura as she was annoying. Even Ino's fangirl tendencies paled in comparison to Sakura. Sure, Ino was mad about Sasuke, but she did not berate other people as much as Sakura, and she never berated Naruto or any of her own friends. So according to Naruto, Sakura was just an annoying girl who practically had no skills as a ninja and was not fit to be a shinobi. The rest of the day passed with the group of friends undertaking the kunai and shuriken tests meant to test their accuracy with weapons. Kiba was able to hit 8 out of 10 kunai targets, while Shino hit 7 targets. Shikamaru and Choji were also able to hit 7 targets each, while Ino and Hinata managed to hit 6 out of 10 targets. Sasuke was able to hit every single target, which earned him a rather annoying cheering from his fangirls. Most of his fangirls were civilians who had no idea who Sasuke Uchiha really was. If they knew, they wouldn't have even spared him a glance. Sakura performed the worst out of all students, with only managing to hit 4 targets out of 10. When it was Naruto's turn, he decided to hold back his true skills. In truth, he could hit each and every target, but that would mean showing off his ability, and a shinobi should never show his cards until necessary, and showing off in front of a bunch of academy students was not Naruto's style. So he only hit 8 targets out of the 10 kunai targets. Alright class, now we are going to have a taijutsu spar between students. The spar will continue until one opponent gives up or is knocked out. Any questions? Asked Iruka, but no questions were asked. The first few matches were between a bunch of civilian kids, and as such it was more like street fighting. Kiba and Shino had to face each other. At first they appeared to be even, but slowly within a few minutes of fighting, Shino started to get tired and Kiba slipped into his defense and knocked him out, and which led to him winning the match. Ino sparred with a civilian boy and was able to defeat him easily. The match between Shikamaru and Choji was quite amusing. Everyone was expecting a good fight between the two best friends, but were disappointed when Shikamaru just gave up, saying it was too troublesome to defeat Choji, which earned him a beating from Ino and a long lecture from Iruka. Alright, next match is between Hinata Hyuga and Haruno Sakura, announced Iruka. After hearing the announcement, Sakura seemed to be confident while Hinata looked nervous. This is my chance to prove myself to Sasuke-kun, thought Sakura with a dreamy look in her eyes. Meanwhile, Hinata was not all that confident. Seeing her worried face, Naruto went towards her and put a hand on her shoulder. "You can do this, Hinata-chan, I believe in you," said Naruto with a smile. Hinata's eyes widened on hearing that the boy she admired believed in him. "I won't let Naruto-kun down, I will win this fight," thought Hinata with determination. "Go Hinata, kick foreheads," yelled Ino, while the others gave Hinata a thumbs up while Shino gave her a brief nod of encouragement. Seeing all her friends' faith in her brought tears in Hinata's eyes. She got the thing she wanted in her life most, recognition and to be acknowledged. These were her true friends, and she won't let their trust go in vain. Iruka signaled the start of the match. Sakura rushed towards Hinata blindly and attempted to give a kick at Hinata's face. Hinata easily caught Sakura's leg and with a quick motion gave a punch to Sakura's chest, and then she quickly gave a leg sweep to Sakura's right leg, making her lose balance and fall on the ground. She then gave a quick series of gentle fist punches and sealed a majority of Sakura's tenketsu. The entire crowd of students were shocked on seeing Hinata's fierce battle. Every time Hinata had a spar with someone, she would lack confidence and would make a mistake and lose easily, but this time she was fighting as if she was a true shinobi. Naruto smiled on seeing Hinata's fight. He knew Hinata wanted to be acknowledged and for people to believe in her. And who be better than her friends, so he just did what was best for his friend and the others did the same. Sakura found herself in a new world of pain. She had expected to win against Hinata as she considered her weak but was surprised when she was defeated so easily and was beaten mercilessly by a girl who everyone thought is weak. Sakura-san, I have sealed of your tenketsu. I would advise you to quit as you are unable to fight, said Hinata with a polite yet stern tone in her voice. Sakura dejectedly accepted her defeat and went back towards her place while limping all the way. You did great, Hinata-chan, said Naruto, but was surprised when he was enveloped in a tight hug by Hinata. Thank you for believing in me, Naruto-kun. Thank you everyone, said Hinata happily. Way to go, Hinata, yelled Kiba with Akamaru barking in agreement. All the others congratulated Hinata, with Ino being the loudest person to praise her for defeating Sakura. Iruka smiled on seeing the entire interaction between his students. It seems I was wrong about you, Naruto. Hokage-sama was right, the will of fire burns brightly in all of you, thought Iruka proudly. Alright, today's last match is between Naruto Hatake and Sasuke Uchiha, announced Iruka. The entire crowd went silent but soon erupted into a cheering for Sasuke, the most coming from Sakura. Oi Naruto, kick that Thames, said Kiba. Good luck, Naruto-kun, said Hinata with a warm smile. Troublesome, I know you'll win, said Shikamaru while Choji and Shino nodded. Naruto. Good luck, but please don't hurt Sasuke-kun, said Ino in a low voice so that no one else could hear. I understand, Ino-chan, and thank you, said Naruto with a kind smile. Ino blinked in surprise on hearing being called Chan, and got a blush on her face. Well, he's not that bad, thought Ino with a blush. Naruto and Sasuke stood in front of each other waiting for Iruka's signal to start the spar. Naruto seemed to be stoic as ever, his emotions being hidden behind his mask, while Sasuke seemed to be confident of himself. Iruka gave the signal indicating the start of the spar, but even after a few moments Naruto hadn't moved from his position and was standing with his hands in his pockets as if he was mocking Sasuke. What's the matter, Dobi, you scared of facing me? Asked Sasuke in a mocking tone. Naruto gave no reaction and stood stoically in front of Sasuke. Kakashi had taught him that the best way to win a fight was to make sure your opponent gets distracted. Naruto knew about Sasuke. He knew Sasuke was strong, but his arrogance was his weakest point, and by playing with his ego he was making sure that Sasuke loses his cool. With the spectators, Shika, why is Naruto just standing there? Asked Ino in confusion. Psychological warfare, stated Shikamaru. What? Asked Ino even more confusedly. All the others were also interested in hearing Shikamaru's answer. Troublesome blondes. Naruto likes to play with his opponent's emotions rather than charge in head-on. I noticed this while we played shogi, said Shikamaru. As if he could defeat my Sasuke-kun with such cheap trick. Screeched Sakura. Everyone winced on hearing her voice. Even Ino, who was fond of Sasuke, was annoyed by Sakura's madness. But do you think Naruto would be able to defeat Sasuke? Asked Choji. Naruto is a way more powerful than he lets on, said Shino for the first time. How so? Asked Kiba. You'll see, besides it's too troublesome to explain, said Shikamaru. Lazy Naras, thought everyone at the same time. With Naruto. Naruto was waiting for Sasuke to start his attack. Meanwhile Sasuke was getting impatient with Naruto's non-responsiveness and decided to provoke him a little. Looks like your loser friends were wrong to trust a dobi like you, mocked Sasuke, and the reaction he got from Naruto satisfied him. Naruto's eyes hardened on hearing that. He could tolerate his insult to some extent, but no one ever insults his friends and walks away with it. I wanted to hold back Sasuke, but you leave me no choice, thought Naruto. Before anyone could even blink, Naruto rushed towards Sasuke at tremendous speed and slammed his fist in Sasuke's gut. Sasuke felt the air knocked out of his lungs. He wasn't even able to see Naruto's moves. Naruto then gave a harsh kick to Sasuke's face and sent him flying few feet back. All the people watching the fight were stunned to see the best student in the class being beaten like a dog, and it seemed that Naruto wasn't even trying. Naruto baka, stop trying to cheat and hurt Sasuke-kun, screeched Sakura in Sasuke's favor. Everybody just wondered how stupid could she be. Kill her, make her feel pain, said a voice inside Naruto's mind, shocking him. Naruto realized that it must have been the Kyuubi, but now was not the time to think about it. "Sakura, shut up, you're annoying," said Naruto in an icy tone, sending shivers up everyone watching the fight. Sakura was frozen with fear as Naruto's cold blue eyes looked at her. His small killing intent was making things worse for her. "Is this your power, Naruto?" thought all his friends and Iruka in unison. "Don't forget about me," yelled Sasuke angrily and attempted to send a right hook towards Naruto. With great speed, Naruto sidestepped from Sasuke's attack. He then grabbed Sasuke's arm and twisted it, making Sasuke wince in pain. "Looks like Anko's training paid off," thought Naruto with a smirk. Shinobi Rule 25. A ninja must always keep his emotions in check. If emotions are not controlled, they will lead to your downfall, Sasuke, said Naruto mockingly with a mild laugh. Sasuke yanked his arm away from Naruto. He then tried to give a leg sweep to Naruto, but Naruto back-flipped away gracefully. "Why do you hesitate? You're pathetic," said the voice again from Naruto's mind. "Shut up, you fox," yelled Naruto in his mind. Sasuke and Naruto then engaged with each other in fierce taijutsu battle for the next few minutes. Sasuke was giving everything he got, but Naruto was just avoiding his attacks like a snake. It was as if he had no bones in his body. The entire class as well as Iruka was stunned on seeing what was happening. The best student in the class, who was considered a prodigy of his generation, was being demolished by Naruto. "You're weak, doesn't he make your blood boil? Answer me," yelled the voice again. Naruto was getting frustrated. For the last few minutes he was fighting Sasuke and the fox was annoying him a lot, trying to make him more angry. "Yes, now shut up," yelled Naruto. "You will bow before me, you insolent brat, now watch my power," said the voice. Naruto was trying his best to control his anger. He was feeling a surge of power through his body. Every fiber in his body was itching to kill Sasuke. It was like the fox's bloodlust was affecting him. "You listen to me, you fox, I won't let you control me. Now go back to where you came from," yelled Naruto with determination. "Fool, soon, very soon you will fall," said the voice with malice in its voice. Sasuke jumped in and tried to give a hard kick on Naruto's head, but Naruto brought both his hands up and blocked his attack. He then grabbed Sasuke's leg and swinged him in the air and threw him to the ground like a rag doll. "Why am I so weak?" thought Sasuke, noticing the bruise all over his body. "Is that all?" asked Naruto angrily. Everyone was startled by this new Naruto. Gone was the kind boy, in his place was an entire new person. "You are weak, you overestimate your own ability without having any idea of my own. You consider yourself superior than the others just because you are an Uchiha. You are pathetic, Sasuke, and you do not have strength, nor do you know the meaning of true strength," said Naruto in a demonic voice and kicked Sasuke in his jewels. Every male winced on seeing the kick connect with Sasuke, jewels. Every person was frightened of this new Naruto who had an evil aura coming from his body. Some kids had already fallen unconscious while the others were barely staying awake. Iruka was also frozen in his spot. He wanted to stop the fight, but Naruto's voice had frozen him to his spot. It was the same fear that he had experienced during the Kyuubi attack that he was facing now. "No, Naruto is not the fox, he is different, I have faith in him," thought Iruka with determination. "Naruto, please stop," yelled Ino. Ino's voice brought Naruto out of his daze. "What was I doing? I was getting influenced by the fox. I will not let it get what it wants," thought Naruto with determination on realizing his mistake. Meanwhile, Sasuke was in intense pain. His entire body was hurting from the various hits which he received from Naruto. "It's the same as it was with Itachi, why am I weak and pathetic?" thought Sasuke, thinking of how his brother had demolished his clan and how helpless he was on that night. "Let's finish this, said Naruto. Naruto then rushed towards Sasuke with intense speed. Sasuke saw Naruto approaching and tried to give a kick at Naruto's chest, but Naruto ducked under it. He then gave a swift and powerful kick to Sasuke's chin, launching him in the air. Naruto quickly jumped afterwards and appeared directly beneath Sasuke. Naruto twisted his body around, driving a kick towards Sasuke's side. Sasuke was barely able to block it, but Naruto just used it to increase his momentum as he spun the other way. His punch hit Sasuke brutally in the chest, knocking him back towards the ground. Naruto fell with him, subjecting Sasuke to a brutal series of mid-air kicks. It ended with him burying his foot into Sasuke's stomach. At the same moment the Uchiha hit the ground with enough force to form a few small cracks. Sasuke coughed up blood, and then became unconscious. "It's over," said Naruto on seeing Sasuke's condition. "Winner Naruto Hatake," said a stunned Iruka and then rushed forward to check on Sasuke. There was absolute silence. No one was able to believe that their prodigy Sasuke Uchiha, of the great Uchiha clan, had just been beaten mercilessly. There were mix of reactions among the students. Sasuke's fangirls were livid at Naruto for hurting and defeating Sasuke, but after seeing what Naruto did decided to keep their mouths shut for their own safety. Even Sakura did not screech at Naruto, instead she was terrified of him. Some of the kids were amazed by Naruto's strength and couldn't help but wonder on how strong Naruto truly was. "Amazing," said Hinata in awe. "Way to go Naruto, nice work on kicking the Thames," yelled Kiba, punching his fist in the air, which was followed by a cheerful bark from Akamaru. "Troublesome," muttered Shikamaru, but had a small smile on his face. "How much were you holding back Naruto?" thought Shikamaru. Naruto felt a little bad on hitting Sasuke so badly, but then he remembered what Sasuke had said and came to the conclusion that Sasuke deserved it. He then saw the reactions of his friends and saw fear, pride, doubts, worry etched on their faces. "I need to calm down myself," thought Naruto. He then went towards his friends, Ino specifically. He remembered Ino had asked him not to injure Sasuke badly, but he injured Sasuke and felt as if he hurt Ino even though Sasuke deserved what he got. "I'm sorry Ino, I hurt Sasuke," said Naruto regretfully. He was expecting a slap, cursing from Ino, but what happened next shocked him. Ino enveloped in a tight hug and had a few tears in her eyes. "It's all right, I heard what Sasuke said, it's not your fault," said Ino and embraced Naruto tightly. "Thanks Ino-chan," said Naruto and returned the hug. He felt relieved on hearing that Ino didn't blame him or hate him for beating Sasuke. "Troublesome blondes," muttered Shikamaru with a smirk. "Boy Ino, you sure you like Sasuke? It looks like you like Naruto lot more than Sasuke," teased Kiba. "Shut up dog breath," yelled Ino and bonked Kiba, but she had a light blush on her face. "Naruto, you performed well," said Shino, and Naruto nodded. "Guys, thank you for having faith in me. Now I have some work to do, I'll see you guys later," said Naruto and immediately ran off without waiting for any reply from his friends. "I need to talk to Kakashi Ni-san and Gigi," thought Naruto and rushed towards the Hokage Tower. Everyone just wondered what Naruto really was. He was an enigma to them. At one moment he's a kind and caring person, and the other moment he was a ruthless person who destroyed his enemies. One thing was made clear, that Naruto was not what he seemed and was a lot more powerful than he showed. And there was something dark in Naruto. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more contents like this, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. See you next time.